Garcia, and he is coming off a gem in Tampa. 6 2/3 shutout baseball, 7 strikeouts, and a recipe for success for him. He's not given up a home run in 46 innings, and he also doesn't give a lot of free passes, and the bullpen has done a great job in Freddie's starts. An ERA of 2.16 as a bullpen. That's the best for the New York Yankees starters.
The combination of Garcia and Colon have really helped the Yankees stay where they are. I mean, no one knew that they would be this good, this effective, and they certainly are just that. So Ichiro is ready. 268 is very odd to see him with a 268 average, but that's in fact the case, and he's going to have to really make a run out of it over this final 2 months of the season to get to 200 hits, which he's done every single year in the big leagues. So Ichiro digs in, Garcia is ready, and let's do it here in the Bronx. And the first pitch is a strike, and we're underway.
Said it, Michael. Ichiro, I mean, you just pencil him in 300, 200 hits every year. All of a sudden, it's just like you double take. I mean, has he been injured? No, there's some things that just haven't gone his way. His speed might have been changed a little bit. Some things are changing in his career.
331 in the first years of his career, and then doing that here this year. That's why he's at 268, and it went down just a little bit more. Now let's check out the Yankees defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. You've got Gardner in left, Granderson in center, and Andrew Jones in right. Nick Swisher's the DH tonight. Nunez, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira third to first. Russell Martin behind the plate, and Freddie Garcia is on the mound. The rain delay officially 1 hour and 57 minutes. Here's Brendan Ryan, one of the few bright spots for the Mariners, an 8-game hitting streak he brings in. And there's a ball, 14 for 36 during the streak. That's 387, overall 264. The Mariners don't hit well. They have a very low team batting average, 224, but in their last 6 games, they're at 284. Now, some of that was bolstered yesterday. They scored some runs late against Tim Wakefield and the Red Sox, but still lost the game. They've lost 15 straight, the previous high for the organization back in 1992, 14 straight. The worst American League streak back in 1988, the Orioles lost 21 in a row.
Start the season too, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that was right out of the gate. And then the Major League record, the 1961 Phillies lost 23 in a row. That's what gets Freddie Garcia by. Breaking balls, changing speeds, and occasionally you'll spot the fastball to set those pitches up. Now here are the streaks since 77. And you see the Orioles at 21 in a row. And 77 was when the Mariners came into existence as Ryan swings and misses.
Again, I mean, you see all kind of movement, and that's the thing about the split finger. You see it kind of knuckle. That ball didn't drop. A lot of them dropped. That one kind of sailed up and in. So it's, you see Chris Shamlis looking on thinking, oh, here we go again. two batters, 2 strikeouts.
Former Yankee hitting coach, former Yankee player, and now the batting coach for the Mariners. Here's Dustin Ackley, and he is one of the bright spots for the Mariners, hitting 297. And if you're a major league player, that means that you're probably the best from your city or your town your whole life. And you probably just look at it as a foreign object. 15 losses in a row, it's hard to take. And that's what the Mariners are dealing with. They're also dealing with going down 1-2-3 against Freddie Garcia. Mariners nothing. And the New York Yankees coming to bat against Jason Vargas.
If you like Facebook, come to Best Buy, where an expert will find the perfect phone for you. Like the AT&T HTC Status. It lets you post instantly to Facebook with the push of a button. And it's free. With no mail-in rebates. Of course, just because you can share on a whim, doesn't mean you should. The AT&T HTC Status. Free with no mail-in rebates. At Best Buy.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. New research shows how tobacco smoke attacks a vital gene, which protects lung cells from cancer. One damaged cell is all it takes to start lung cancer growing. Every cigarette is doing you damage. So the sooner you quit, the better you'll be.
Mariners go down obediently against Freddie Garcia. Now the Yankees will take their turn against Jason Vargas. And the Yankees starting lineup is presented by HP. Yankees 59-40. They lead off their captain, the shortstop Derek Jeter. Curtis Granderson in center will bat second. Batting third, playing first base, Mark Teixeira. Robinson Cano at second base will clean up. Batting fifth and DHing, Nick Swisher. Russell Martin will catch. He'll bat sixth. Batting seventh, playing right field, Andrew Jones. Eduardo Nunez at third base. He'll hit eighth. And batting ninth and playing left field, Brett Gardner.
Well, that lineup for the Yankees going to face lefty Jason Vargas. We'll take a look at his numbers on the year. Pretty respectable at an ERA under 4, 3.94. Only 125 hits and 130 in the third innings. We'll look at our Jeep pitcher scouting report. On a little bad stretch right now, has lost 3 in a row and only went 3 innings his last outing against the Blue Jays, and usually struggles in the month of July through his career, an ERA over 6. And he might want to stay away from Robinson Cano. 8 for 12, a batting average of .667 against Vargas.
And he'll face Derek Jeter. Derek hitting .271 overall, but since coming up the DL, he's at .318 with a .384 on base percentage, with 1 home run and 6 doubles in 16 games. More recently, 5 for his last 10, 7 for his last 22.
Flash, I know. If you're Jason Vargas, you got to know coming into this game, all right, they shut us down like that. We've lost 15 in a row. I better shut these Yankees down for a few innings to let my team get in the rhythm of the game. You get down 3 or 4-0 in the first 3 innings, you're starting looking to tomorrow.
The Mariners, before the 15 losses in a row, were a 500 team, a couple of games out of first place. And they have played themselves out of the race completely.
Well, it's strange to lose 15 in a row when you have guys like Felix Hernandez, Pineda, who's an all-star.
Fly ball left field. Hallman is there. And there's one away. 43-43, 2.5 games back. Things are going great under Eric Wedge. Last 15 games, they've lost them all, and now they're 14.5 games back in the AL West. So in 2 weeks, your season is essentially over.
You know, I was lucky enough to play with Eric Wedge in the minor leagues and in the big leagues a little bit with the Boston Red Sox, and you see the difference. That's what 15 in a row will do. You start shaving, trying to change things. Saturday night he shaved, didn't work out. And you guys know Eric. I mean, he's an intense guy. He was an intense manager with the Cleveland Indians. He was actually pretty relaxed today. He kind of surprised me. 15 in a row, and he just said, hey, you got to find a way to get through it, and we'll keep working. We're a young team.
And I'll tell you what, that brings back memories, because we were in L.A. It was when I was early in my career in Cincinnati. We had lost something like 4 or 5 games in a row. Ron Oster, our second baseman, comes into the ballpark bald. I mean, he didn't stay with his mustache. He went bald. I mean, just took it all off. And I'm just thinking to myself as a young player, my God, is this what we all got to do if we lose a few games here?
And I'm sure that some of the people in the Mariners promotion office were a little shocked that Eric Wedge decided to get rid of the mustache, because they have a marketing campaign and T-shirts and things like that in Seattle. Fear the stash. Well, the stash is gone. Nothing to fear anymore. Foul back. Granderson won for his last 11, but he had a home run off Gio Gonzalez yesterday. It was his 11th home run against a lefty. So 11 of his 27 home runs are against lefties. He has more home runs against left-handed pitchers than any player in the game. In fact, his 11 home runs and 29 RBIs against lefties, that's leading the major leagues in both categories. The last left-handed hitter to do that, Darryl Strawberry for the 1988 Mets. His previous high against left-handed pitchers was 5 home runs. 3-2. Grounded foul.
It's funny how times change. I mean, the beginning of last year, you know, he came in here, got off to kind of a tough start, and it was almost to the point where You know, everybody questioned, is he going to be able to handle lefties, or is he going to have to sit down off tough lefties? And Flash, it all has to do with his front shoulder right here. He has learned to keep that front shoulder in on lefties, and he's quick enough to still get to the fastball. It's been his success against lefties.
And he walks with one out. Let's take a look at the Seattle defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. This is what they put behind Vargas. You've got Howman, Gutierrez, who can go get him with anybody in center field, and Ichiro Suzuki in right, great arm, obviously. Infield, Kennedy, Ryan, Ackley, and Smoke. That's third to first. Olivo behind the plate, and Vargas is on the mound. Here's Mark Teixeira. Pitch is high. Vargas faced the Yankees on May 29th this year. He went 3 innings, 5 hits, and he allowed 6 earned runs. Walked 4. Yankees won that game 7-1.
You know,
Olivo wants to talk with Vargas.
Vargas to me looks a lot like Cahill for Oakland. We saw the first time. Not overpowering, pretty successful against other teams, but it's going to be very hard for him to get through the Yankee lineup 2 or 3 times because he doesn't have one pitch that he can stick with to get guys out. He doesn't throw hard enough to get the ball in, and he doesn't have a good enough curveball all the time to strike guys out with.
The 2-0. Foul back. Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
Now that's going to be the pitch right there, the changeup for Vargas. And I noticed against Granderson, he was throwing a lot of changeups left on left, and you just don't see that a whole lot. You're used to seeing it here with a right-handed batter, down and away, pretty decent change.
Foul back.
Look at that split, though, Paul. 88 miles an hour with the fastball, 81 miles an hour on a changeup. It's not a true Bugs Bunny change that's going to get you out on your front foot. You better be pretty good with location.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, when you're topping out at 88, 89 as a hitter, you can almost not be scared of that fastball because you know you can get to it.
2-2. Hammered foul. Last 3 starts, 0-3, 6.35. And the previous 6 before that, 3-2, 2.28. And that was the strength of the Mariners. They could pitch. Now, they hadn't been a good hitting team all year, but they could pitch. Now their pitching has matched up with their hitting, and that's why they've lost all these games.
You know, Bob Lorenz asked us what we did during the break, and you said, you know, we sat up here and talked. They're throwing stats all over the place.
That one is drilled deep to left field. There it goes. A monster blast into the second deck by Mark Teixeira. And the Yankees lead 2-0.
Mark Teixeira hit a grand slam the other night, left-handed. Tonight you see ball supposed to be in, doesn't end up in, ends up away. He just does not have good enough stuff to miss on location that much. And again, boom, 2-0. Seattle Mariners down again.
Let's take a look at the Coors Light cold hard blast, and it was. Second deck, it's hard to reach out there and left, but he did. It didn't stay in there, but it started there. 27th home run, now has 74 runs batted in. Here's Robinson Cano.
All right, you know the doubts are already starting to creep in Seattle. Here we go. Lost 15 in a row. Down 2-0, 1 out in the first inning.
Grounded, foul outside of first.
Michael, we've seen some long home runs, and this is the fourth game we've done together in this homestand. Flash, you missed the other day. I don't know if you saw it on replay. Nick Swisher. Michael said he dotted the I up on the upper deck facade. Second deck in left field tonight. The warm weather. It's cooled off a little bit, but that warm weather, boy, the ball really carries.
Right in on the fist, popped up to short. Brendan Ryan is there for the second out.
Well, Vargas makes a good pitch there. Robbie Cano got behind in the count, 2 strikes. And as a left-hander, you obviously have to cover away. So he's supposed to hit in, and he gets the ball in there.
Here's Nick Swisher. There's a strike. Grounded just foul. If you're wondering when the opponent scores first against Seattle this year, Seattle 17 and 41.
It's not real good.
That's not good. The 0-2. 1-2.
What I was saying, Michael, we were up here during that rain delay talking. We've got all kind of stats coming up on the screen here. You can see everybody's been busy during this rain delay.
That's why you got to stay tuned. You got to wait through the 2 hours. Listen to Bob and
just
Jack.
plow through it.
Absolutely, we did. The 1-2. Grounded to short. Ryan will get it done across the diamond, and that'll do it. But the Yankees do what you have to do against a struggling team. Jump on them early. And they did it with Mark Teixeira's monster 2-run blast to left. Nick Swisher likes it. So do the Yankees as a team. They lead 2-0.
When you fly to New York, don't wait in a taxi line. Simply call the 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. We'll pick you up outside of baggage claim and take you to your destination in style. If you need more space, dial 7s for a minivan or limousine. We've got a bold new look, and we're the best ride in town. The 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. 777-7777.
Jacob Oreski, the lawyer that accident victims have trusted for numerous multi-million-dollar awards on personal injury cases for over 20 years.
They were more than lawyers. They treated me like family.
And they won my case.
And now I have a friend for life.
If you're an accident victim, you only have one chance to be compensated. Choose a lawyer that you can count on. Take the burden off your shoulders. Call Jacob Oreski and Associates at 718-993-9999. That's 718-993-9999. We'll even come to you.
You value your friends. So does DirecTV. Meg's worth 100. So are Mike, Carol, Bob, Jim, and Kay. For every friend you refer to DirecTV, you get $100 in bill credits, and they get $100 in bill credits on top of our best offer. Just give your account number to your friends and have them call 1-877-4-100 each. They must have your account number when they order. Refer up to 10 people and get $1,000 in bill credits. Then celebrate and watch the Benjamins stack up.
It's time for the Toyota Text Poll. Tonight's question is, do you think Ichiro will have more than or fewer than 3,000 hits in his major league career? You can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. 1, you think he's going to have more than 3,000. 2, fewer. This is his 11th season, and he comes into the game with 2,356 hits. Here's Miguel Olivo. And there's a strike.
You know, it's funny. If you'd have asked me that on opening day this year, it'd have been a very easy answer. But now, you know, there's some doubt when you see as big a drop off as you've seen this year. You think, Glenn?
You know, my thought is he can just hit ground balls all over the infield and get hits. I mean, it should be easy. Now they're saying the ground balls he hits the other way, there aren't those infield hits anymore that he used to have.
Grounded to third, Nunez. And there's one away. Let's take a look now at the Mariners team scouting report brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, we've talked about it, record breakers all night. This is their 0-15, the franchise record in their last 15 games. They're hitting some homers, though. They've hit 6 consecutive games, total of 9 home runs. And deal makers, question mark, are they going to make some deals? Are they going to be a team that gets rid of some possibly King Felix, League out in the bullpen, guys that could really help some contending teams.
League is a guy that I would be intrigued by. You know, he's got a great power arm at the end of the bullpen. Closing games for the Mariners, probably goes somewhere to set up. Good addition to any bullpen.
Now you bring in a closer who's willing to go back a step into the the setup role and not have the ego problem with it, and you can go to a good team and really help.
1-1 to Adam Kennedy. Fouled away. Did you see, John, how Paul O'Neill, I mean, we just caught an example of why Paul O'Neill was great.
Yeah.
Because he's doing the Dunkin' Donuts scouting report.
Flustered. Go ahead. Go ahead with your story.
I'm grabbing stuff here. I'm trying to get notes together. I knocked his phone over. Never skipped a beat.
No,
Did you see
just
that?
kept talking. I was worried about my razor was going overboard or something.
And that's an antique, too. You can't replace that. The last cell phone made that actually accepts coins.
I know one thing, Flash, we've been talking about it the last couple of days. I tried to send Michael a picture, but my phone won't do that. So I had to use my daughter's phone at dinner the other night to send a picture, and then I text him afterwards, so we got a two-part thing, and I got him in trouble at the movie theater.
Lady says, you're disturbing me looking at that during the movie.
You should have the phone off.
That sounds like a Seinfeld episode.
They tell you to turn the phones off.
Well, the ringer was off. And she's enjoying some texting. The 2-2. Grounded left side. Backhanded by Jeter. Off balance throw to first.
Oh my gosh, I'll tell you right now, this is the second time I think we're going to see a replay, Michael. Derek Jeter got the benefit of the doubt against Oakland. I think he got another one here.
Let's see. Ooh, I think you might be right. Yep, you are right. Same play against Oakland.
Exact same
they got
play.
it wrong. This is the first base umpire, Bob Davidson.
This is what happens when you're 0-15. You get the bad calls. I think Bob knows that he just missed that. I always wonder that about umpires. Do they think I got that right 100%, or are they just
they're saying, "Ooh, that could have went either way"? That's balking Bob Davidson, though. He's just waiting for a balk at some point tonight. We'll get that.
Now, one of the more famous blown calls was the one where Armando Galarraga of the Tigers had the perfect game. Jim Joyce blew the call. They now have a book out together.
I saw that.
They wrote a book together. See, there's harmony in this world.
I was just wondering, though, and Galarraga, he's taken it so well. I mean, even from the first press conference that he did, it'd be kind of hard to, I mean, first of all, you do give him the benefit of the doubt, but as it goes on and you think what you lost, it's kind of hard to be your best friend and write a book with, right?
Well, you know Jimmy Joyce, though. I mean, one of the best. The best in the game, one of the nicest guys. I mean, I think if any umpire is going to get a pass from a player, it's probably going to be him.
Writing a book with it was more than a pass. Yeah. The 2-2. Grounded softly to first. Teixeira will take it himself. Beats Clark to the bag, and that will do it. 6 up, 6 down against Freddie Garcia. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 2-0 Yanks.
New York Yankees are great moments.
There it goes! See ya! A long home run off the bat of Granderson.
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Tuesday, August 9th, when the Yankees take on the Angels. The first 18,000 guests 14 and younger will receive a Yankees back-to-school set, courtesy of P.C. Richard & Son.
The New York Yankees, a proud tradition, a legendary history.
Stanley! Somebody help! My hero!
Anyone can be a hero with the new Captain America Cherry Colada from Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
Good night, gluttony. A farewell long awaited. Good night, stuffy. Good night, outdated. Good night, old luxury and all of your wares. Good night, bygones everywhere. Good morning, illumination. Good morning, innovation. Good morning, unequaled inspiration.
The Audi A8, chosen by Car and Driver as the best luxury sedan in a recent comparison test.
Hi. I'd like
a caramel mocha iced coffee.
Deciding is easy with the new caramel mocha iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. Try this sweet combo today. America runs on Dunkin'.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. By 1800 Tequila. And by Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Mark Teixeira's 2-run home run in the first has given the Yankees a 2-0 lead. Here is Russell Martin. I know it's late because of the hour and 57-minute rain delay, but I want to send out birthday wishes to a buddy of mine, Lenny Toby, 12 years old. Little Lenny, because his dad is the guy who runs everything outside, one of the great New York policemen that are outside Yankee Stadium, and little Lenny's been up in the booth, and today's his 12th birthday, and happy birthday, buddy.
When you were 12?
That's a big one, 12.
Yeah, because you're still in Little League.
Yeah,
That's a great time of life right there.
Swing and a miss. Count 2-1.
His dad does a great job out in the streets directing traffic. You should see it, Paul. When Michael Kay leaves, Lenny Toby, it's like the parting of the seas. It's just like it's all the traffic out of the way. Michael scoots onto the estate, wherever that is.
Not true.
I see Michael go out, go left, everybody parts. I'm going right, lost in the Bronx. I have no clue where I'm going. Last year was even worse. I walked out in the garage to get in the car, and here I am getting in the car, like, look up, and here's a poster size of Michael Kay on the wall. How'd you make it there in the parking garage anyway?
It took a lot of time to put him up by myself. Those posters are for the radio show you like.
I do like this show. Gets me caught up to date between Westchester and I. By the time I leave my hotel from Westchester to get to the ballpark, I feel I know everything in sports.
1050 ESPN, 3 to 7, Monday through Friday.
3 to 7?
Yeah.
Is that the time?
3 to 7. Here's the 3-2. Dribbled slowly to third. Right there is Kennedy. Low throw, and Smoke picks it out for the first out.
Well, Adam Kennedy, a natural second baseman from the old days in Anaheim. Moved over to third base. A new young prospect up playing second base. I was on the couch downstairs in Robbie's office as I watch another baseball being thrown out of the game, and I just happened to think, how many baseballs are used in a game? And, you know, he kind of thought about it and gave me a couple numbers. And we're going to go by dozens. Give me a number, Mike.
Average game.
Average game.
7 dozen.
I'd say 4 dozen.
10 to 12.
Wow.
Dozen. That's just for the game. And you're talking another 10 to 15 dozen in batting practice. So it just shows you the number of baseballs. And it's changed so much because every ground ball now, every ball in the dirt, everything, every ball is thrown out. And in the old days, a ball could last a whole inning if a guy had a good inning, you know?
That's kind of effort he puts into this, John.
You know,
it's good stuff.
Looking back, I had the, you see Andrew Jones swinging the bat well, hit a home run the other day. I had the longest talk with Mariano probably since I played. Just sitting down there on the couch, and all of a sudden, you know, next thing you know, we were talking about 97 and talking about 99 and 2000. And he still had, you know, kind of that sparkle in his eye that he did back then. And it's just so, it's so cool for me to just see him out there still doing the same thing, as great as he is, but still had, you know, the great memories as I do of the late 90s. It was neat.
The 2-2, swing and a miss as Jones down on strikes. So 2 down, that's going to bring up Eduardo Nunez. blowing inside. Eric Chavez very close to coming back. And he is going to be valuable if he even approaches what he did while healthy early in the season. The only thing that's ever derailed him in his career is his health. He can really play. Gold Glove winning third baseman, and he's just been beset by injuries. Fouled away.
Well, obviously with Alex on the disabled list, I mean, it'd be a welcome return. Can get out there and play a little third base, but I'm sure Joe Girardi's going to have to be careful. I mean, a guy who hasn't played a full season in years, you know, you can't just throw him back out there at third base and play him every day.
High fly ball, right center. Gutierrez is there, and he's going to put it away as the Yankees are retired in order. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go to the third here at the stadium. Yankees lead Seattle 2-0 right here on Yes.
Hope Week continues with an afternoon showcase at the stadium. Wednesday, don't miss another inspirational story as our coverage of Hope Week continues on the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then the Bombers look to overcome King Felix and the Mariners in the final game of the series. Complete coverage starts Wednesday at noon, only on Yes.
McDonald's! The simple joy of knowing what they want. Like a 20-piece McNuggets for just $4.99.
Get ready for the left lane. The Volkswagen Autobahn for All event is back. Right now, get a great deal on new Volkswagen models, including the Jetta, awarded a top safety pick by the IIHS. That's the power of German engineering. Hurry in and lease the Jetta S for just $179 a month. Visit VWDealer.com today.
Turn left. You have arrived.
Sweet belt. E-reader for textbooks. GPS. HD video cam for lectures. Gamepad.
Have you ever considered this? It's got all that and more than 200,000 apps.
Technology to learn and play on the go, only at Verizon. Buy one Droid 3 by Motorola, the thinnest full QWERTY smartphone ever for $199.99 and get another one free.
You're the best, Mr. Snuggles.
Another pet name? All right, I'm smart enough to notice that my favorite fresh brewed Mickey D's sweet tea is now on the dollar menu, so I'm smart enough for this. You're the best too, sweet tea. Pie?
Oh, chipmunk.
Sweet tea and the McDonald's dollar menu.
We go to the third on the Lincoln scoreboard. Yankees lead 2-0. Now, we know the Yankee organization is about winning championships, 27 of them, but what they've done over the last couple of years with this Hope Week initiative is something to be as proud of as the championships. And we'll bring in our very own Kimberly Jones. Hope Week, the Yankees go out into the community and honor people that have gone above and beyond. And who is today's Hope Week honoree, Kim?
Well, Michael, it's off to a rousing start. Today's honoree, Daniel Trush, who's 27 years old and is truly a survivor. When he was 12, he had 5 undiagnosed aneurysms in his brain, one burst, resulting in a 30-day coma and a hospital stay of nearly a year. While doctors weren't optimistic, his family was hearing nothing of it. His parents, Ken and Nancy, were committed to helping their son not only survive, but thrive, and they did so with music. Ken sang to his son every single day. A bedside stereo played tunes meant to inspire and to heal, and indeed, he has made a remarkable recovery. Daniel Trush is committed to music even now. He knows how important it can be in one's life.
All right, let's talk about it. You saw Justin Smoke just double to open up the inning. Let's talk about today's event. Where was it and what happened?
Well, 5 years ago, Daniel and his family founded Daniel's Foundation, Music Foundation, and the intent is to help others learn that music can inspire. Today, it certainly did. The members of Daniel's Musical Foundation on on Broadway at Brooks Atkinson Theater. About 1,000 people packed the building to see their performance. Yankees Nick Swisher, Chris Dickerson, Francisco Cervelli, and Russell Martin took part, and it was a great time had by all. Susan Waldman was the MC of the event, and she told Russell Martin, "You're spending a little bit of your time here today. These folks will remember this forever." Daniel told me that the presentation and the performance of his song, Daniel's Thank You song, was most meaningful to him. There was also a performance of the Backstreet Boys' Larger Than Life. Swisher and Cervelli took part, and Martin says that Cervelli can carry a tune, and Swisher was very comfortable with the Backstreet Boys choreography, but all proof that everyone there to have a good time and to support these people, some of whom are blind, some are afflicted with paralysis or cerebral palsy, some have Down syndrome, but they were all there to listen to music and be inspired by it, and by all accounts, everyone was.
And today, and before the game, we were all blown away by the performance of the national anthem. Kim, it was exhilarating.
A new bar has been set for the anthem at Yankee Stadium, Michael. The bongo drum and the voices and the enthusiasm were unparalleled. Smiles all around, and at the end you could tell they were as proud of themselves as this crowd was, and they received a rousing ovation. That was a moment I think everyone will remember for a long time.
All right, Kim, where does Daniel's Music Foundation go from here?
Well, they have grown from one class of 5 people to 150 people strong. The classes are held in an Upper East Side studio. And Ken told me today, Daniel's father, that the Yankees gift of $10,000 will fund 2 classes for an entire year. So not only is Daniel's Music Foundation surviving, it too is thriving and growing. And the family could not be happier. The Trush family, all smiles. Ken said, "This is like our Super Bowl," and then he reconsidered and said, "Maybe I should say our World Series."
Franklin Gutierrez lines one to left field. It's a base hit. Justin Smoke will stop at third. The throw comes into Freddie Garcia, and the Mariners have runners on first and third with nobody out, so they are threatening for the first time tonight. Now, what I've always been amazed about with Hope Week, Kim, is that players guard their free time very, very closely. Off days are important to them. The afternoons of a night game are very important to them. But none of them would rather do anything else other than to do this. And this has happened for the last 2 years. And you mentioned today, Martin, Swisher, Cervelli, Dickerson, they go there. They're not prodded by the Yankees. They want to take part in this.
Well, and in Martin and Dickerson, Michael, you have 2 men taking part in Hope Week for the first time. Both told me they were touched. They were blown away. They weren't exactly sure what to expect. Martin ended up playing the bongo drums. It sounds from talking to Dickerson like he had a very long conversation with Daniel Trush, and a good time had by all, but also one that meant a lot to them. Nick Swisher looked at me, shook his head, and simply said, "It gives you every bit of perspective you would need." And by the way, there were about 6 performances on the stage. It closed with a rousing rendition of New York, New York. I'm told that Francisco Cervelli was backstage having his own concert and really entertaining and being entertained by some of the folks who are members of the foundation. So they do what we see, and they do some of it behind the scenes as well. And you're right, Michael, they all look forward to it, as they are looking forward to Hope Week activities all week long.
Well, great stuff, Kim. Thank you so much. A great story with Daniel Trush, and we thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you, Michael.
All right, we'll talk to Kim a little bit later on the postgame. Hallman pops one up, and Nunez is there. They got the out they needed, as that keeps Smoke at third, and now a double play could get Garcia out of the jam. Here's Daniel Trush with the first pitch, and he is on the left, and this is right before the game. He throws out the first pitch to Russell Martin, and a very emotional moment at the stadium, and this is a very special person. As Kim said, 30 days in a coma, and they're playing music. Doctors didn't have much hope, and he came out of the coma, and now he's a productive member of society and trying to help others. So just an amazing story, and another great story on another year of Hope Week that just begins tonight.
He was down playing the Yankee organ.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah, he was.
Looked right at home back there.
Runners on the corners, 1 man out. Here's Suzuki. Top of the 3rd inning, Yankees lead 2-0. Pitch outside. Justin Smoke double to right center to open the inning. Then Gutierrez, who's really been struggling, hitting 192, single to left. And that puts runners on first and third. But Hallman popped up to Nunez for the first out. That's where we are right now.
I think any other year with Suzuki, you'd say, well, there's no way you're going to double this guy up. He runs too well, but we're hearing he slowed down a little bit. Possibility of a double play if you make a pitch.
Ichiro 37 now. And the only undefeated player that we know is Father Time. So 37, you're supposed to slow down. The 2-0. Lofted into center field deep. Going back is Granderson. He'll make the play. Tagging is Smoke. He will score. It's a sac fly for Ichiro. And the Mariners are on the board. Yankees lead 2-1.
Ichiro gets the job done. Looks like a little slider supposed to be backdoor. It ends up middle of the plate. Still that classic Ichiro swing. Good extension. Gets the Mariners on the board.
You just see, I mean, even Ichiro, it just, everything looks like gloom over there. There's no emotion, there's no smiles, there's no nothing. And that's what you bring to the ballpark. I mean, when you've lost 15 in a row, hey, the 15th game you lost yesterday is over with. You have to bring some kind of excitement about going out. But you can see guys are just walking around, and it's just, it weighs on you. And anybody, even you go through a slump as a player or a team, it's very hard to leave the past behind you.
Here's Brendan Ryan, and a count now 0-2. Ryan struck out in the first inning.
Ryan's kept his stash. You see that, Michael? Like the 1970s version.
Yep. In the dirt, runner's going to go for second, to throw to second in time as Martin gets Gutierrez trying to advance to second on the ball in the dirt. And Eric Wedge is going, not a great play. The Mariners are on the board, though. They score 2 hits, and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. Yankees lead 2-1.
They said I couldn't win a fight, but I did. They said I couldn't fight above my weight class, but I did. They said I couldn't get elected to Congress, but I did. Now, I'm trying to make it in music.
Sometimes when we touch.
Millions of hits.
Flick, stack, and move between active apps seamlessly. Only on the new HP touchpad with WebOS.
The New York Yankees are legendary.
And the 2-2. He struck him out. Yankees win 1-0.
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, August 10th, when the Yankees take on the Angels for a Yankee Stadium tradition, Cap Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Starter.
The New York Yankees, a proud tradition and legendary history.
The sights of summer don't blink. They go fast. Summer's best event from Cadillac. This summer you do have a choice. And the time is now. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer or CadillacTristate.com for this exceptional offer.
Congratulations to Derek Jeter on becoming the newest member of the 3,000 Hit Club. Become a Yankees Universe rookie member and receive a limited edition Derek Jeter bobblehead. Members also receive the other items offered in the rookie package, including a Yankees Universe t-shirt and a customized membership card. Join Yankees Universe today by calling 800-GO-YANKS or by visiting Yankees.com/universe. Now, that final out of the top of the third, you see the Lincoln scoreboard 2-1 Yanks, is not considered or scored a caught stealing. He was just caught 2-4 trying to advance on a ball in the dirt. That's a lot to write in your scorebook, but it is not a caught stealing.
I always thought it was, and I agree with Gutierrez here. I mean, you have to try to steal this base. Ball in the dirt, 2 outs. Russell Martin just made a great throw, a great play. And Flash, you know as well as I do, when that ball's in dirt, it's 50-50. You can find it that quick.
It's a great base running attempt right there, because I don't think people realize how hard of a play it is to block a baseball, regroup, and make an accurate throw to second base. Usually you see that ball sail wide a little bit. And a nice pick by Robinson Cano.
Mike, was that a rule change? Because I always thought that was caught stealing.
No,
it's always been that way?
It's always been that way. Popped up. Ryan is there. Now what's interesting is if you see the ball in the dirt and Brendan Ryan's at the plate, Brendan Ryan is not telling Gutierrez to go because he knows the ball didn't roll that far away. So both of you guys are saying it's a good base running maneuver, but Ryan didn't wave him over.
No, I mean, as you're leading off from first base, you're trying to read the pitch, and when you see it's low going into the dirt, you go. Because the catcher still has to block it, find it, pick it up. I mean, I'm going right there. I mean, it just so happens
he's holding him up.
That ball just bounced right there. 9 out of 10 times it's going to roll away a little bit, or as Flash said,
you don't make a good throw.
Throw's going to be off a little bit.
That one is driven out to right field and deep. Going back Ichiro on the track. At the wall. See ya. Home run, Derek Jeter. Yankees lead 3-1.
You see a little brawl out there, but you see who came up with the ball.
Little Jeter did, little A-Rod did.
Little A-Rod. Derek Jeter gets a ball away, and I mean, when he's going well, this is the pitch he hits. Right out over the plate. Talked about how the ball's carrying. Derek Jeter can still do that to right center field. Good sound to it, huh, Flash?
Yeah.
Jeter's 4th home run of the year. And those two little guys were battling for that ball. Count 2-1. 30th ribby for Jeter. That one is drilled to right field. That's going to be a base hit, and it's going to bounce up against the wall as Granderson gets himself a double.
We talked about it first time up. Granderson's success against lefty is why you stay in there. You see this ball in, keeps that shoulder in, gets beat a little bit, jammed a little bit, but good swing. Good enough to drive it down the line for a double.
What you like about that, Paul? I mean, he didn't hook it. You know, that tells you that the swing path was pretty good. He was able to keep it fair. A lot of times you see a hitter out front a little bit or hook it foul.
That's what happens when you fly open. You'll hit the ball harder, but you will. You'll pull it foul. You'll hook it foul. There's nothing worse than hitting the ball hard and hooking it and not keeping it fair.
There's Mark Teixeira, 2-run home run, his first time up, his 27th of the year. High fly ball, left field. Hallman is there, coming in, still coming in. He'll make the play for the second out. Let's check out the league leaders, brought to you by the HP Touchpad. Everybody on. Let's see what's on the touchpad. It's the American League home run leaders. Now Mark Teixeira with his 27th ties his teammate Curtis Granderson for second place behind Jose Bautista of the Blue Jays, who has 31. Now Granderson scored on Teixeira's home run in the first inning. That was his league leading, major league leading, 89th run. And the next closest player is Jose Bautista, and he has 76 runs entering tonight. Foul back. That is a comfortable lead right there. And if Robinson Cano can get him in, then it's 90. Nice even number. The 0-1. Ground ball up the middle. Ryan is there, and that'll do it here in the third. But the Yankees get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. The big blow off the bat of Derek Jeter, a Jeterian swing. He goes the other way over the leaping try of Ichiro. Little A-Rod gets the ball, and the Yankees get a 3-1 lead.
I'm feeling somewhere. New York.
Hey, New York, you feeling a taste of summer? Try the barbecue pulled pork sandwich. It's juicy, it's tender, it's sweet and savory. So fire up your taste buds. It's barbecue time at Subway restaurants. New York.
We'll take you anywhere. Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. The best ride in town. Call 212-777-7777. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, let Dial 7 take you to or from the airport in style. Book online and save. Or call Dial 7 today. Dial 7 212-777-7777. Dial 7. Don't leave town without us.
Come, discover the world of Leveza. Because if you have high cholesterol or diabetes, you could also be at risk for very high triglycerides, too much fat in the blood. Leveza, along with diet, is clinically proven to lower very high triglycerides in adults, but has not been shown to prevent heart attacks or strokes. Leveza is a prescription medication that's made from a natural ingredient, omega-3 fish oil. Leveza is purified, concentrated, and FDA approved. Leveza isn't right for everyone. Tell your doctor if you're allergic to fish, have other medical conditions, and about any medications you're taking, especially those that may increase risk of bleeding. Blood tests are needed before and during treatment. In some, LDL or bad cholesterol may increase. Possible side effects include burping, upset stomach, and change in sense of taste. Think you have very high triglycerides? Ask your doctor about Leveza.
We go to the 4th inning. Time for the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Which 2 pitchers won 2 games each in the 2000 ALCS between the Yankees and the Mariners? O'Neill, you played in that. Ryan pops it up. Long run for Teixeira, and he makes the play. Gold Glove caliber play right there for the first out.
Mark Teixeira, the batting average not where we're used to seeing it, but he brings his Gold Glove every day. Actually had a little bit more room over there by the wall than he thought he had. On our IOTV super shot. Love the fans' reaction.
See, he did the thing right. Kept out of the way, let him catch the ball.
A line drive, base hit to right center. Diving stop by Andrew Jones, but Ackley's going for 2, and he'll make it.
Talk to Seattle people. This is the one guy that they like to talk about. Things he's doing at the plate. There's not too much they want to talk about these days. There's a couple bright spots.
You know, he gets called up and spends about 3 or 4 days down on the lineup, and then immediately right into the number 3 spot in the lineup, and he has done nothing but lay out line drives since he's been here.
So do you know the quiz today?
I know our side. I'm trying to think about their side.
Yeah, there's one with each. Right. Yankees had 2 wins in the Mariners as well. Olivo pops it up sky high. Gardner calls off Jeter and makes the play for the second out. Hey, little update. Soriano pitched today for Scranton Wilkes-Barre, second day, and scoreless inning. And Scranton Times-Tribune beat writer Donnie Collins tweeted, Soriano said he's feeling much better, leaving for New York tonight, and expects to be activated Wednesday or Friday. His line, 1 inning, no hits, and 1 strikeout. Now, he pitched 2 nights in a row, so it might not make sense to activate him for tomorrow's game, but maybe they have activate him on Wednesday. And that could be construed as a big-time trade. Imagine if somebody said, hey, the Yankees just acquired the guy who led the American League in saves last year. You say, well, that's a good deal. Well, they've already got him on the roster, but he's been hurt. And they're also looking at the activation of Chavez as picking up a big-time left-handed bat. We'll see how it works out. Leo 1. 1-1.
You know, Michael, in the old days, and I hate to say it, it was like if the Yankees did something, the Red Sox did something. And if the Red Sox did something, then the Yankees felt like they needed to. And making moves just to make moves isn't always the right thing. And I agree with you. When you're bringing Soriano back, you bring Chavez back tomorrow. I mean, you're bringing players in. It's like trading for players when you're bringing quality guys in that you know that have done it before.
And the Yankees were hoping that they would be acquiring a big-time pitcher in Phil Hughes, who certainly struggled his last time out on Friday night against the A's, but we'll see how he pitches Wednesday against King Felix. And here's the numbers about Soriano that he did against Syracuse. He threw 11 pitches. Joe Girardi said they want him to pitch back-to-back, but they also want to see an effective pitcher, a guy who's doing what he's supposed to do. Today he was quite effective. The 1-2, foul back. Runner at second, 2 outs. Yankees lead 3-1. We're in the top of the 4th. Previous pitch, you have to duck. Right at you. Wow.
Right off your couch.
Grounded to first. Mark Teixeira right there, and that'll do it. Teixeira has been great on this homestand defensively. He has written a glove story in these first 4 games. Flash in the leather, proving that glove is a many splendored thing. That's how you get a gold glove, and that's how you lead 3-1 going to the bottom of the 4th.
And lift. There you go.
A deeper game for a deeper devotion. NCAA Football 12. Rated everyone.
It's the end of the model year, and Nissan is laying it all on the line. The Bottom Line sales event is back. Get the bottom line on our full line. Get a $179 lease on Altima or a $219 lease on Rogue. For more offers, visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your tri-state Nissan dealer. Hurry, event ends soon, and that's the bottom line.
New York's Powerball jackpot is now over $110 million. That's my car.
Powerball from the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know.
J&R, New York's largest and top-rated technology superstore for cameras, computers, audio products, movies, music, housewares, TVs, video games, and more, is now proud to be the official consumer electronics retailer of the New York Yankees.
It is time for the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. Which 2 pitchers won 2 games each in the 2000 ALCS between the Yankees and the Mariners? So who's the Yankee pitcher?
I think it's Andy Pettitte. I remember him winning game 1, so he had to win. Like I said, it wasn't Andy Pettitte. I figured it was Freddie Garcia because he was pitching, right?
Duque. Here's Nick Swisher. There's a strike.
Did you hear when we went away from the inning what he went through with that play?
The glove
this
story?
man has been on a roll. Yesterday, I got to tell you this. I stood up, and I'm going to watch the pitch on the monitor, and all of a sudden, and Mariano throws one for a strike. And the ball has not even been thrown yet. I thought we were on a tape delay. So after the inning, I'm like, Michael, are we on a delay here? He's like, No, I don't know what happened. I just called it. It was a strike right down the middle. I don't know what happened.
It was halfway to home plate.
Oh, you just read it halfway.
Oh, I could read it, sure. I saw the seams, too.
I've never seen that done in my life.
I'm glad when I could shock Paul.
Wow.
Here's the 0-2 to Swisher. Pitch outside.
I was thinking, I'm like, man, I better not like comment what's on the monitor because I'm like 5 seconds behind.
Your Tri-State Nissan dealer. Hurry, event ends soon, and that's the bottom line.
New York's Powerball jackpot is now over $110 million. That's my car.
Powerball from the New York Lottery. Hey, you never know.
J&R, New York's largest and top-rated technology superstore for cameras, computers, audio products, movies, music, housewares, TVs, video games, and more, is now proud to be the official consumer electronics retailer of the New York Yankees.
It is time for the answer to the New York State Smokers Quitline quiz. Which two pitchers won 2 games each in the 2000 ALCS between the Yankees and the Mariners? So who's the Yankee pitcher?
I think it's Andy Pettit. I remember him winning game 1, so we had to win. Like I said, it wasn't Andy Pettit. I figured it was Freddie Garcia because he was pitching on it.
Duque. Here's Nick Swisher. There's a strike.
Did you hear when we went away from the inning what he went through with that play?
The glove
this
story?
Man has been on a roll. Yesterday, I got to tell you this. I stood up and I'm going to watch the pitch on the monitor, and all of a sudden, and Mariano throws one for a strike. And the ball has not even been thrown yet. I thought we were on a tape delay. So after the inning, I'm like, Michael, are we on a delay here? He's like, no, I don't know what happened. I just called it. It was a strike right down the middle. I don't know what happened.
It was halfway to home plate.
Oh, you just read it halfway.
Oh, I could read it, sure. I saw the seams, too.
I've never seen that done in my life.
I'm glad when I could shock Paul.
Wow.
Here's the 0-2 to Swisher. Pitch outside.
I was thinking, I'm like, man, I better not like comment what's on the monitor because I'm like 5 seconds behind.
3-1 Yankees. And Vargas deals. Pitches low.
Mariano had to work hard yesterday, huh? 4-out save.
You know, I said it many times, and he's not used to being in that situation. He gave up 3 or 4 hits. They weren't hard. One ball was hit hard. Most of them were jam shots. But, you know, on the couch today with Mo and I were on the couch, that would bring me in there, Flash. He said every once in a while, you know, you're good. Sometimes you got to get lucky. The ball wasn't hit hard. It ended up being a double play. That ball could fall in on given days. So, yeah, you know, Mariano is such on even keel. He understands the game so well.
Whoa, wait a minute, Paul. He said that double play ball wasn't hit hard?
No, that ball was jammed.
Oh, that one was hit hard. The other ones.
There was a couple balls that Matsui got jammed, and then the ball that was hit, the double play, that wasn't hit on the barrel. That ball was a jam shot.
Really?
Yeah. The ball that hit hard was to left field, right-hander earlier in the inning. But then Matsui got a broken bat hit. We go through the whole inning, Michael. Is that what you're trying to do?
No, not at all, because I thought that ball was hit hard. All right, well, we'll take a look. And we'll let John be
exactly.
the
now we got
tiebreaker.
somebody. We need the sound.
I remember this yesterday because that was the one inning of the game that I watched. That was my research getting ready for today.
A little prep, right?
Yeah, a little prep work.
That's all it takes when you're in Flash's booth.
Oh, he could not handle it. Kennedy couldn't off his glove, so Russell Martin reaches. He'll make the turn and head back to first. We'll see. Yeah, they score it. Ball was hit hard and ate him up. All right, here's the last out. And let's listen, and then, John, you tell us if it's hit hard.
Much time.
It's a looping line drive.
Thank you.
All right.
I mean, Mark Teixeira had a little hesitation there.
I stand corrected.
It's a line drive.
I thought it was hit much harder. You're right, Paul. Mariano was right.
Thank you.
Well, Mariano says it, then it's true.
That's right.
You never question that guy.
That scored an E5 as Martin reaches. Here's Andrew Jones. What else was said on this couch? This is a big-time discussion, you and Mo.
It was a long discussion because there was no batting practice. Like I said, we were all the way back into 1996. I mean, we went through all the years.
Did he tell you his favorite moment?
He did tell me that he enjoyed a few years better than others, but I'm not getting into that.
Oh, great. A little secret.
What stays in the clubhouse or says in the club stays there still, Michael.
All right. Count 0-2. Swing and a miss by Jones. I'm going to show you something that I'm a big musical guy. Paul, see this guy?
Is that the guy from the Roots?
Yes.
Attaboy.
Questlove.
I saw him down there before the game. I'm like, is that the guy from the Roots?
How
He's
did
a
you
drummer.
know that?
Because every once in a while I watch Jimmy Fallon and I see him back there drumming.
Questlove from the Roots.
I didn't know his name. Questlove?
Questlove.
Questlove. Flash yesterday, he dropped One-Eyed Lucy on me. What was her name?
Lisa Left-Eye.
Yeah, Lisa Left. Because Andrew Jones only had one black strip on his eye yesterday.
Slow roller. Do they make the play at first? No, they don't. And Vargas said he got to the bag. And he's talking things over with Bob Davidson, but everybody's safe, and here comes Eric Wedge.
This play looked like trouble right from the get-go, and you're seeing here a little defensive problems for the Mariners in the inning. Smoke thought about second, goes to first.
Wow.
Like Vargas got on the bag.
Let's see if his heel came down. It's hard to see. That's not hard to see. He's out. Great replay. So Bob has missed 2 at first base so far.
You know, every once in a while you get off to a tough night. You're 0 for 2, but you got a couple more shots at it.
That was a hard call, though.
Oh, it's a bang-bang call. That one wasn't as obvious as the first one, obviously.
Did they score that a hit?
I assume it's got to be a hit, right?
It could be.
Yeah, I mean, he made a
decision
to go to second, but the ball was never thrown. I mean, that's time is. Yeah, I don't think the
looks
ball
like they
was
gave
dropped.
a hit. They gave him a hit.
You know, you guys know I played on some bad teams in Tampa, and I'm having like some flashbacks now because these extra outs that you give a good club. I mean, you're always out on the field saying there's no way we're going to be able to get through this inning. After there should be out of the inning right now, Vargas.
Lofted into right center, giving chase. Gutierrez on the run. He can't make the play. Martin round third. He's coming home. He will score. It's an RBI single for Nunez. And the Yankees lead 4-1 as Jones moves to third.
Well, Nunez makes the Mariners and Eric Wedge's club pay a little bit. A couple of plays that should have been made in this inning. A nice piece of hitting right here. A little fastball or cutter inside. He doesn't try to pull it, stays inside the baseball. The only question with Gutierrez at center fielder, the Gold Glover from last year, would he be able to cover the ground and make the play? He could not, and it's a base hit and an RBI. A great read by Martin off of second base, kind of went halfway. Was able to score after the little bobble.
So now the Mariners have to bring the infield in to try to cut off the run because they figure they can't double up Gardner. Otherwise, you just play for the double play. Pitch outside. Gardner in a little bit of a slide after his hot streak, 1 for his last 10 after the pop up the short in the third. It's so fleeting when you're on a roll. Something could click in that puts you on the roll. You're hitting 10 straight, and then a couple of tough luck outs, and all of a sudden you get yourself into a slump. You might inadvertently change things. Grounded past a diving Smoke and into right field. Scoring is Jones. Nunez is going to go to third. It's an RBI single for Gardner, and the Yankees lead 5-1.
Well, Brett Gardner's going to use these nights where he's able to get out against a lefty and really try to show Joe Girardi that he can play against lefties. We talked about Vargas. I mean, with his fastball, he has to pretty much be perfect trying to get this ball in. Brett Gardner quick enough to drill it to right field. Just out of the reach.
And that brings Carl Willis, the pitching coach, out to the mound. Carl worked with Eric Wedge in Cleveland as well.
Just imagine that talk out there right now, and about every third word you can't understand because Carl Willis's accent from the Carolinas is so thick. One of the nicest guys I've ever played with. He has got the thickest accent.
That's going to bring up Derek Jeter. Last time up, a home run the other way. His 4th home run of the year, his 30th run batted in. Derek has the average up to 273. Before Derek got hurt, there was so much concern that whatever he was hitting was very light. It was single oriented. In fact, in his first 62 games before the injury and going on the DL, he had 12 extra base hits. Well, the home run was his 8th extra base hit over his last 17 games since being activated.
Great situation right here for Derek Jeter, looking at Robbie Thompson, third base coach, for a sign. Speed on the bases. Gardner and Nunez first and third. Infield playing about halfway up the middle.
Runner goes and Jeter fouls away. Now, John, let me ask you about the advisability of that. You can double up Derek. I understood bringing in the infield with Gardner up, but why is the infield up with Derek up? Don't you want to play for a double play?
Yeah, I would think you would be, but I think the main concern right now for Eric Wedge, a 4-run difference with a team that has been struggling offensively all year, and you just have to make sure that the ball is hit hard enough for a double play. Nunez probably their main concern right now at third base, making sure he doesn't score.
See, with the infield in, these guys here up the middle, still close enough. If that's a one-hopper at the shortstop or a hard hit ball to second base, they could possibly still turn 2. But you're also trying to hold that guy from third to try to make the ball go through. Yesterday, we remember Michael Nunez went on contact.
Yep.
He scored on a ball with the infield in. So, you know, this is Robbie Thompson's job. You see him over there talking to Nunez to say, hey, watch the ball go through, or you're going on contact, or obviously ground ball, you're going because they're going to try to turn 2.
Also, by bringing the infield in, and this is from the theater of the obvious, it makes it easier to get the ball through and get a base hit and keep the inning alive. There's not much lateral space for the shortstop and second baseman to go without it getting through. Runner goes. Ball again fouled away. If you just joined us, the reason it's only the bottom of the 4th inning at this time of night is because it was an hour and 57-minute rain delay at the start. And if you've been with us the whole time, we thank you for that. goes again, and that one's punched to second. They're going to come home, and the throw gets past Olivo. Nunez will score. Gardner moves to third. Jeter goes to second. Yankees lead 6-1, and the Mariners are unraveling defensively.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a bad decision, but I think Nunez is going on contact there, and I still think that, you know, you've got to take the out, obviously. Derek Jeter puts the ball in play. It's good to get Gardner in motion, but these are the things that happen. And there's just no way when you move to your left as a second baseman, this ball actually hit the bat. Wow. Well, I tell you, how many times have you seen that? And you're a catcher, Flash. Have you ever seen that?
I've never seen that. And, you know, obviously there's no play on Nunez right there with the ball being wide, but I mean, it hit the bat. Now you have Derek at second.
Well, that's called a fielder's choice. There's an E4 on the throw, but Derek does get an RBI. And the E4 allows the other runners to move up. Infield again is in. This time they have to be. There's no double play in order, second and third. So the count 2-0 on Granderson.
You got to wonder what's going through Vargas's mind. I mean, he hasn't thrown the ball that bad this inning. Defense has let him down a little bit. It's tough when you give the good teams the extra outs. They usually take advantage, and the Yankees making the Mariners pay here in fourth.
That one is driven out to center field. Gutierrez is there. Tagging is Gardner, and he will score easily. The sac fly for Granderson. That's his 75th ribby. Yankees now lead 7-1, and the 75 ribbies is a new career high for Granderson.
He's got a few career highs before this year is over. I mean, again, things he's doing at the plate, and he's not real happy lately. I mean, he hit a home run the other day, but he came into the game with 1 for his last 11. So he's done so much throughout the year, and he's got some hot streaks left in him.
Here's Mark Teixeira. He started the scoring in the first inning with a long home run into the second deck and left. And 7 different Yankees have scored a run tonight. Only ones who have not plated runs, Cano and Swisher. They are both 0 for 2.
Different pitchers have trouble, or you think it's always the long delay on the bench is always an issue to pitching?
No, I definitely think it's an issue. You know, you probably see Freddie Garcia run out there, maybe get a few more tosses in between innings if he can.
Hot shot, and that's past to diving Kennedy and down the left field line. Jeter scores. Teixeira will stay at first with an RBI single, and the hits just keep on coming. The Yankees lead 8-1.
That's the thing, when you give him extra outs, and also you're making extra pitches, and you're getting tired, and you're trying to make perfect pitchers. Balls are all fair. Everything that could possibly go wrong for the Seattle Mariners so far tonight has gone wrong. That ball hits the chalk.
Here's Robinson Cano as Vargas is set to throw his 30th pitch of the inning. There's a strike. Cano popped to short and grounded to short. Hitting .295. Freddie Garcia trying to stay loose.
You look what happened. It wasn't really physical errors that were the extra outs. They were kind of mental errors. Actually trying to make that perfect throw to home. You know, you got to take your out there. Justin Smoke kind of delayed, thought about going to second instead of getting the sure out at first. So You know, the mental mistakes don't always show up. I mean, they didn't drop the ball, but I mean, those are the mistakes that Eric Wedge as a manager is going to explain to young players. I mean, you don't sit a young player down and explain, you know, that ball went through your legs. That's just a physical mistake. But the mental mistake's much different.
The 2-1. 2-2. Vargas 83 pitches, 2 outs into the 4th. The 2-2. Grounded up the middle. Ackley is there. And the throw in the dirt, but scooped up by Smoke, and that will do it. But the Yankees add 5 runs. A couple of errors by the Mariners help things out. We go to the top of the 5th, 8-1 Yanks.
Blimpie has been a part of America's tradition for over 40 years. Our subs are made with fresh baked breads, quality meats and cheeses sliced to order. Taste the difference freshness makes. Blimpie, America's sub shop.
School is now in jam session. Rock out with Beats Audio, quad speakers, and Blu-ray at a price that will blow you away. Only on the HP DV6T. Get it at your favorite retailer or hpdirect.com.
Every day, all around the world, energy is being produced to power our lives. Well, energy development comes with some risk. North America's natural gas producers are committed to safely and responsibly providing decades of cleaner burning energy for our country. Drilling thousands of feet below fresh water sources within self-contained well systems, and using state-of-the-art monitoring technologies, rigorous practices help ensure our operations are safe and clean for our communities and the environment. We're America's natural gas.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. Angels and Indians. Angels scored 2 in the 8th to take the lead, but the Indians battle back in their half of the ninth. And Jason Kipnis with a base hit to right of Hisanori Takahashi scores Carlos Santana with the game winner. 3-2 Indians. They're a game and a half back of the Tigers in the Central. How about this for Kipnis? His first major league hit, and it's a game winner.
Pretty cool way to start. Thanks, Bob. We'll talk to Bob and Jack and Kim a little bit later on. The Acela scoreboard, 8-1 Yankees. So the Yankees scored 5 runs in the 4th inning. 4 of them were unearned, not earned. And you see a Mariner team that seems lost out there, just absolutely lost. And has to be very frustrating for a guy like Eric Wedge. Check this out, the final out. There's a runner at first base. Here's a ground ball by Cano. Guys, explain this to me. Where's the shortstop going?
Don't ask me to explain it to you because I can't. Look,
he's not there.
Bob, they expect the umpire to go over there. He had second on that play.
Swing and a miss by Carp, and the out is made at first to put up, so it's a strikeout 2-3.
Well, you know what, and I know that man personally, played with him in the minor leagues. He is going to pay attention the rest of this game to see how the at-bats are and what some of his players are going to do. I mean, obviously that inning did not go well, the 4th inning, but that at-bat right there from Carp, not a very good at-bat. And he was preaching today about toughness. He said, my team just has to get tougher, find a way to grind out some wins. And he's going to be paying attention the second half of this game.
There's Justin Smoke. He was the main return for Seattle when they traded Cliff Lee to the Rangers last year. And he was supposedly untouchable, but again, when you can get a pitcher like Cliff Lee, somebody goes from untouchable to touchable. And the Yankees and the Texas Rangers were right there. The Yankees thought they had a deal for Cliff Lee. And then it fell apart, and the Mariners asked for more. The Yankees said no, and the Rangers slipped in and got Lee, and that probably got them to the World Series and kept the Yankees from going there for the 2nd straight year. There's a ground ball to second, and Smoke is out. Follow the New York Yankees with the MLB.com @11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details.
That's what he's doing right now. Michael, this doesn't bode too well. Listen to this stat. Let's talk about stats.
Right.
Seattle is 8-35 when it's 70 degrees or higher. How's that looking for the rest of July and August? What do we do with that one?
I guess their home games they got a chance. It's always cool in Seattle.
Yeah, if they play under the roof, it's like 72, isn't it?
That's right. It's too hot. Gutierrez chops one to third. They didn't put together tough at bats right there as they go down meekly 1-2-3 on just 8 pitches. At the end of 4.5, we're halfway through. Yankees lead the Mariners 8-1.
Toyota's nationwide clearance event is on. Take advantage of the summer's best selection and the year's biggest deals on our most popular models. It's the perfect time to save big on a Toyota, the full-line brand with the lowest ownership costs. For a limited time, get 0% APR on 7 of your favorite Toyota models, like 0% APR for 60 months on Corolla or 0% APR for 60 months on Camry. Toyota's nationwide clearance event ends soon. Hurry in today before time runs out.
5,297 slots, 5,298, 5,000. Oh. 1, 2, 3.
Fridays is offering a 3-course meal for just $12.99. Choose an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert from over 16 delicious full-size menu items. Factor in our world-famous bartenders and good times with friends, and you're looking at 5 courses. Fridays 3-course meal for $12.99.
0 calories. Maximum Pepsi taste.
Great save, kid. You deserve this.
Pepsi Max, the official soft drink of Major League Baseball.
Tomorrow, tune in at 6:30 for the Tri-State Ford pregame and go behind the scenes of this year's Hope Week with another inspirational story. Then after the Bombers take on the Mariners on My 9, turn back to Yes for Yankees Extra Innings presented by Tri-State Ford. Pre- and post-game coverage starts tomorrow at 6:30 only on Yes.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by J&R Music and Computer World and by Toyota, the official hybrid of the New York Yankees. Well, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Yankees batted around in the 4th and kind of blew this game open. The Acela scoreboard shows the Yankees up 8-1, 8-7-0, leading 1-3-2. And there's a new pitcher for Seattle. It's Chris Ray. Used to be the closer for the Orioles. 27 games, 29 hits in 28 2/3 innings, 20 strikeouts and 10 walks. Nick Swisher will start it off. Count 1-0. Nick is grounded to short and struck out. There's a base hit up the middle.
Nick Swisher been swinging the bat pretty well as of late. Drives another one up the middle, another base hit. You know, Michael, you gave us that weather report. The bottom of the 5th now, so you know you've got a game in, which is very important. I mean, there were actually rumors during the rain delay. You know, some people say, hey, maybe a doubleheader tomorrow, and I think that's the last thing that the Yankees want to do when they got a doubleheader on Saturday. So, you know, to get through this 5th inning, or you know, it's a good thing.
You know, Joe said this a lot. The Yankees have some doubleheaders down the stretch because of all the rainouts. That doubleheaders, A, and this is obvious, they eat your pitching staff up. And B, Yankees are a veteran team. And it's hard for a veteran team to play 2 games in one day. It wears you out. The 0-1. Outside 1-1.
Paul, I'm sitting here and watching these at bats. What, in the Mariners, 8 pitches, 3 outs in the 5th inning. Just kind of, you hate to say they gave away at bats, but you've talked about this before, how valuable a major league at bat is. And you watch both sides right here. I mean, it's just the Yankees, the intensity on Nick Swisher's face. Russell Martin just grinding out at bats.
Now, there's only so much a manager could do. Is it then incumbent upon the veterans on the Mariners to get to these guys?
Well, you look at the Mariners or the veterans as somebody that should put together. That's all they know. Should put together good at bats, and you look at it as the youngsters just trying to make an impression to be here. So as a manager, you're over there thinking somebody's got to show up here.
And is it Ichiro? 37 years old. He's been in baseball, or at least the States, 11 years. Is it him? Is he that type of guy? Sometimes you could have older players that aren't leaders like that.
You know, to me, Ichiro's a guy that really leads by just going out and playing every single day and playing hard. And I would never, ever say that he look at his numbers from the past year. He played as hard as anybody. I mean, in the outfield, at the plate, didn't give away at bats. But he's going through struggles he's never gone through before this year. So a lot of things going on. I'll tell you what I used to do, Michael. You know, right when I retired, I went into coaching the third grade basketball team.
Right.
And we were down like 20-2 at the first quarter. You call your boys in, they're all frustrated, the third graders, and you say, guys, now we're going to try to win the second quarter, all right? We're going to forget about the first. And it's, I say that jokingly, but it's almost like, all right, let's try to win this inning or try to win the second. Bring some kind of positive thing toward the end of this game just to get into tomorrow. And those speeches would go over so well to the fourth graders, except one kid, Michael. Who do you think that was?
That was your son.
That was my son. He'd say, Dad, we're getting beat by 20. The speech didn't mean anything.
And Andrew Jones works a walk. It is amazing to me, being around the Yankees all these years, and when they started to turn things around, 93, right around there where the tide started to turn. And the players change, the managers have changed, but they never give away at bats, no matter what the situation is. If they're blowing somebody out or getting blown out, every at bat, they treat it like you did, Paul, like it was gold. I don't think you'd ever have an inning like that, 8-pitch inning just then.
Yeah, those pitches, I mean, it makes it so easy. I mean, you got to be looking back at your catching days. It makes it so easy on the pitcher to have a couple of those quick innings, 7-8 pitches. Before you know it, you're back in the dugout.
The 1-0. There's a strike.
Michael, it was so difficult coming in here and playing against some of those teams that Paul was on when you knew your team was short. You knew you had to play a perfect game to try to beat the Yankees. And then when you give away extra outs or, you don't execute plays, you almost just feel, well, this is where it's going to change. You feel it happening during a ball game. Like I said, Eric Wedge trying to develop a toughness on his club. See if they can play hard the rest of the way.
That one's in the dirt, and Andrew Jones advances to second.
Ray's got a hard slider. You see Olivo does a good job getting the glove in front of it. Again, good base running by Andrew Jones. Reads the ball in the dirt. Second base easily.
Now, tell me, Flesh, you're going through a tough time here. It's 8-1. If Andrew Jones would have stolen that base, really would have frustrated you. How about that play there?
I have no problem with that.
Nothing.
Line drive to right. Ichiro runs it down, and that'll do it. No runs a hit, and one man left. Freddie Garcia has been dealing. He's allowed just 3 hits and 1 run through 5. And as he goes to the 6th, he's up by 7. And he is looking to pick up his 9th win.
The Lincoln MKZ, named most dependable car in its class 2 years running by J.D. Power & Associates. Now, take advantage of exceptional offers on the MKZ.
It's not just luxury. It's smarter than that.
From our finest hour to our final days, life's every moment should be cherished. It should be free of pain. Families should be free of burden and worry. And the journey's end should be treated with compassion, dignity, and respect for every culture. MJHS has been providing end-of-life care since 1907, when the 4 Brooklyn ladies began helping people in their time of greatest need. Learn about MJHS Hospice at mjhs.org.
It's a Nissan Nirvana. Pre-owned Nissan.tv, your direct line to the largest selection of pre-owned Nissans New York has to offer. With one of the largest selections of pre-owned Nissans on the net, this is the one website anyone serious about paying less must visit. At pre-owned Nissan.tv, you can shop without worry, because every pre-owned Nissan from pre-owned Nissan.tv comes with a 48-hour love it or exchange it policy. Pre-owned Nissan.tv is heaven on the net for anyone looking for a pre-owned Nissan for less.
They're the pinstriped heroes.
He leads by example and by dignity and the way he carries himself.
The legends who created a legacy.
The way he played the game exemplifies what we have been about.
And they're honored on the Yes Network's Emmy Award-winning series, Yankeeography. From their pre-pinstripe days.
I think he's the most dominant player in the game of baseball today.
To their championship years and beyond.
He might be the most revered athlete in New York history.
It's Yankeeography, only on Yes.
8-1 Yankees lead. Hallman leads off against Freddie Garcia, who drops a breaking ball over the outside corner for strike. 8-0 leading 1-3-2. Hallman fouled out to Nunez in the 3rd.
You watch Freddie Garcia here with a 7-run lead, not changing his game plan. A first pitch breaking ball for a strike. Time to see a young pitcher in a big lead just start pumping fastballs. And next thing you know, the opposing team right back in, and not Freddie Garcia.
Greg Hallman actually speaks 4 languages fluently.
I was just going to ask you, Michael, what is papiamento?
It's kind of a melange of Dutch, Spanish, and English, which are the other 3 languages. But I think Hensley Mullins used to also speak papiamento. And he's now the batting coach for the world champion Giants as Hallman goes down swinging. Here's Ichiro. Ichiro's hitting .267. And this is the lowest batting average through 100 games that he's ever had. It's the first time in his major league career that his batting average has been below 300 at this point in the season. And it's going to go lower as a ground ball to Teixeira. He beats Ichiro to the bag. 2-away.
See, I mean, like I said, this is something that he's never been through. On a team doing these things, personally, things he's doing on the field. So a very strange year for Ichiro also.
Mariners have 61 games remaining. And he needs 88 hits to extend his major league record streak of 10 consecutive 200-hit seasons. Now, is that doable? Well, he's had as many as 123 hits over a 61-game span in his career. So he can do it.
What is that, Michael?
Is that real? They like airbrush that in there.
They did airbrush that. He has a mustache right now. If you look at his mustache up at the plate, he looks like he could actually do the WB Mason commercial.
That's right. More so on the big screen. You got to do is curl that thing a little bit. Put a couple curls here. Come on, guys.
I'm sorry, they had to show the play. Popped up the Cano, and that'll do it. As again, the Mariners go down in order 1, 2, 3, and again they do it in 8 pitches. They're going to get O'Neill out of here early. 8-1 Yankees lead.
Make a statement without leaving a mark. Toshiba's fingerprint-resistant Fusion X2 finish. Just one of the many features of the fully thought-through Satellite series. Learn more at us.toshiba.com.
The Kia Driven by Desire sales event. At Kia, we're driven to deliver better fuel efficiency. And we build some of the safest cars on the road. We're also driven to provide state-of-the-art design and innovative technology. And we're proud to be one of the fastest-growing car brands in the U.S. The Kia Driven by Desire sales event with great deals on our entire award-winning lineup. And right now, lease the Optima for $199 a month.
It's old school.
Stop! None of you find that song just the tiniest bit annoying?
I find it annoying. Versus blue school. This Friday,
Let's do this!
join the Smurfs on the biggest adventure of the summer.
What are we waiting for? I'm Smurfication. So excited! Hey, I'm walking here.
The Smurfs.
Get down with your bad Smurf.
Rated PG. In theaters Friday.
Make a statement without leaving a mark. Toshiba's fingerprint-resistant Fusion X2 finish. Just one of the many features of the fully thought-through Satellite series. Learn more at us.toshiba.com.
Pinstripe Pride is region-wide. Now that you can catch live Yes Network Yankees games on the web with Optimum Online. At just $49.99 for the remaining season, you can watch the Bombers practically anywhere, all for less than a song. If you're an Optimum Online customer who watches Yes on IOTV, just go to YesNetwork.com to sign up for your subscription now.
It's time for another look at tonight's Toyota text poll. Once again, the question, do you think Ichiro will have more than or fewer than 3,000 hits in his major league career? You've been texting us at 58772, and here's the results. Close, but 52% think he will get to 3,000. The next two will probably be Johnny Damon and Alex Rodriguez. There's a strike. RBI single for Gardner's last time up. He was 1 for 2. Serve down the left field line. It's a base hit. It'll go into the corner. Playing it out there is Howman, and it's a double leading off for Brett Gardner.
It's good to see. Brett Gardner last time up against the left, he pulled the ball. This time up, you see that ball tailing away, drives it to left field. Start covering the whole plate.
Yeah.
You give yourself a chance to get a hit every single time up. That was real close right there. That ball gets by him, and that's inside the Parker.
Here's Derek Jeter, 1 for 3, a solo home run in the 3rd inning.
Paul, I know these fields drain so well right now, maybe, but an outfielder on a play like that on a wet night when it rained earlier, you kind of go into the corner a little gingerly, making sure you have your footing.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is hard.
Yeah.
Much harder than the old stadium where, you know, it did get muddy. But you see, this is starting to dry out already. But, you know, the toughest play in Yankee Stadium, the old one and the new one, is right down there in the corner because there's no room.
Jeter hits one to Ackley, and they make the play for the first out as Gardner advances to 3rd. Well, tomorrow the Yankees and the Mariners square off in Game 2 of this series, and Yes is there with extended coverage. It all starts at 6:30 with the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then after the final out on My 9, switch back here for Yankees extra innings. And Wednesday, we've got complete game coverage starting at noon only on Yes. And Wednesday, King Felix will pitch against Phil Hughes. Infield is in. All right, let me ask you guys a question. That's the proper move in a close game. Did he try to do that?
It certainly looked that way to me, and I love that. I mean, a 7-run lead.
Really?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know, what's winning baseball? Moving runners over. Even doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. That's what you're trained to do. I think he did it on purpose, or that was his approach.
Well, I think his approach is to the right side anyway. And, you know, as a hitter, if you're trying to take the ball over, you're going to get him over anyway. And I would think that Joe Girardi would, at this point in time, say hit away. But, you know, you're so stuck in what you do in certain situations, you just do it. Did you see that thermometer over there in that foul ball flash?
I missed that.
We're going to get a shot here in a minute. I know our cameramen are good. I'm going to show you the difference. Because I think it said about 75, 80 degrees. That thing was at 120 on Friday and Saturday. Yeah. See that?
So it's 70.
It was all the way up here. See what you missed while you were gone?
Well, you know what? I got to admit, I was a little disappointed today. I get a text from Michael Kay saying that we're wearing suits now instead of the casual attire.
That's right. I got sick of looking at Tommy Bahama on Michael's back. I wanted to see a suit and tie on.
That's a shot. Bottom of the sixth inning. That's a shot.
I really think it comes down to this, John. He really likes the way he looks in the suit.
Yeah,
so
right.
he's the one who changed gears.
You know what? I tell you one thing. Cincinnati, Ohio, you don't wear suits. It doesn't matter where you go.
The 1-2. Inside 2-2.
I was trying to butter Michael up. You know what? Yesterday, Michael invited me to the terrace. The terrace. His terrace. But I still believe that it was all, you know, then he acts like he's all offended that I didn't show up. He's got dinner on his iPad to show me what I missed.
High fly ball center field. That's going to get in a run for Granderson. Gutierrez settles underneath it. Tagging is Gardner. He'll score easily. He can walk home. And the Yankees lead 9-1. And that's Granderson's 22nd multi-RBI game of the season.
You do certain things, Flash. You talked about it. You get him over. Well, Granderson in that situation, you still do the same thing. You get him in. You hit a fly ball.
So what did you miss for dinner?
Well, then it became dessert. And then are you coming? And I think he's got a GPS on it because he always asks when I'm coming. I'm in the middle of dessert at a restaurant. You know, if he'd asked me 20 minutes or so, sure, I'd be on my way.
And far be it for you to actually have 2 desserts because you never overeat. One's fouled back.
And Neville, I showed Neville the text, and she's like, well, you just can't show up like that. Jody probably doesn't even know you're coming over.
Jody sat and wept. She was so sad that you guys didn't come over.
Really?
And by the way, the people that work in the building, they listened to the game.
They thought I was coming?
Is Paul coming tonight? No, he's not. He's lying. Fly ball left field. Howman is there, and that will do it. So the Yankees put another run on the board on 1 hit. Nobody left on base. We go to the 7th. Yankees lead the Mariners 9-1.
The New York Yankees are legendary.
That one's drilled deep to left field. See ya! 3,000. History with an exclamation point.
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, August 12th, when the Yankees take on the Rays for a Yankee Stadium tradition, Cap Night. The first 18,000 guests, 21 and older, will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Budweiser.
The New York Yankees, a proud tradition, a legendary history.
At GE Capital, we're out there every day with clients like JetBlue, financing their fleet, sharing our expertise, and working with people who are changing the face of business in America. After 25 years in the aviation business, I kind of feel like if you're not having fun at what you do, then you've got the wrong job. My landing was better than yours.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Was not.
Yes, it was. What do you think? Take one of the big ones out?
Nah.
It's never been more powerful. It's never been more fuel efficient. It's never been more BMW. The BMW 3 Series, the ultimate driving machine. Lease a BMW 328i for $359 a month until August 1st.
Freddie has given us has been tremendous. I mean, let's just take an example of his last start. Price versus Freddie, you know, and Freddie shut him down. I mean, Freddie has had the ability all year long to find a way to get out of jams, to make the big pitches when he has to. Everyone's going to give up base runners. It's what you do when those base runners are on that usually make or break you as a pitcher. And Freddie has been excellent. I don't know how you could ask any more from him.
Well, he's gotten another good performance out of Garcia. Garcia has given the Yankees much more than they could have expected when they signed him during the offseason. And he's given up 1 run over 6 innings. He's leading 9-1. And if he holds on, he'll be 9-7 on the season. Here's Dustin Ackley. Swinging at the first pitch, pops it up. Russell Martin is there, and there's 1 away. 1 pitch, 1 out. How about these stats? As you see the Cadillac scoreboard, 9-1 Yankees lead. Freddie Garcia, from 2006 through last year, you combine all of those ERAs, his ERA was 4.69. With 1 out here in the 7th inning, his ERA is 3.11. So when we say he's exceeded what the Yankees thought, now maybe they thought he could be 9-7, but nobody thought he could be a 3.11. He hasn't been a 3.11 ERA in years since he hurt his arm. So he's exceeding expectations by leaps and bounds. And again, this is a 3.11 ERA pitching in the American League East. Line drive caught by Nunez for the 2nd out. And the third base umpire, Brian Knight, said that was a fair ball.
Olivo hits this ball pretty good. He's out in front a little bit. You see the hook on it diving away from Nunez. A nice athletic play in foul territory. We talked about it before the game that this would probably be a pretty good matchup for Freddie Garcia, a Seattle team that's young, struggling offensively, and getting a little help from his defense.
Here's Adam Kennedy.
See Adam Kennedy knowing, I mean, there's been 3 pitches in this inning. You've got to take a pitch, as much as Freddie Garcia knows it too. He just lays one right in there. It's a frustrating thing to be a hitter and know that you've got to take pitches, but you can't let the guy get through an inning with 4 or 5 pitches again.
Check out the pitches by inning. Starting in the 4th, single-digit pitches. Did the Mariners give up? Fly ball, right center field. Diving try for Jones, and he can't make the play as Kennedy reaches. So a single for Kennedy.
Ball off the end of the bat. Andrew Jones, I think there was a split second where it was in between Granderson and Andrew Jones, and all of a sudden Andrew Jones kind of lost a half a step going after it. Good effort. Didn't quite get to it. Ouch. See that neck snap back? It was always funny when you dove for a ball. You didn't really realize it when you were, you know, loose and stuff. But the next day you'd wake up and your neck and back would be all stiff, and then you'd remember how you had dove for that ball. You just see how you kind of get a little whiplash there. See Andrew Jones talking. He might have lost that ball. I thought it was in between. Might have lost that ball in the lights for a step.
1-0 to Carp. That single broke a streak of 10 straight Mariners retired by Garcia.
I'm interested to see this pitch right here. I mean, it's a 2-0 count with 2 outs. You have an 8-run lead. Is Freddie Garcia just going to say, here you go, here's a fastball away, let's see what you can do?
Yeah, his fastball's got sink to it, so you just go throw a sinker, and the most you're going to do is hit a single.
And that's what he does, hits a single.
A sinker, single, huh?
So Carp with a single. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Time for the game summary, brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. Yankees leading the Mariners 9-1. Yankees 9-9-0. The Mariners 1-5-2. And the story of this game, Freddie Garcia. And the Yankees got some offense as well. Teixeira, 2-run home run, 3 ribbies. Jeter, a solo home run, 2 ribbies. And Gardner, double RBI and 2 runs scored. Why'd you circle the 2, Paul?
We talked about that. If the Yankees scored early, it was going to be very difficult for the Mariners to get into this game. And before we even got it out of our mouth, Mark Teixeira hits a 2-run homer in the first inning. And it's just like, you know, it took all the wind out of the Seattle Mariners.
Count 1-1 on Justin Smoke. There's a strike. Now 1-2.
See the numbers on Smoke: 12 home runs, 43 RBIs. I was out in Seattle last year when he came over in the trade. Had a real long swing, had a little trouble in the big leagues, had to go back down and got off to a nice start this year. Slowing down a little bit lately.
David Pauly warming up.
What guys do with hittable pitches. That was a hittable pitch. A good pitch to hit. Kind of a slider. Just hung over the middle of the plate. Inner half. You can't foul those pitches off if you're a good hitter, because sooner or later, Freddie, now he's in an account where he can use a split finger.
Count 2-2.
It's amazing when you're around major league hitters, you know, day in and day out. And you're just used to seeing that simple short swing with bat speed, and then a kid comes up from the minor leagues and it's just kind of a little bit long and slower, and it really jumps out at you. It's so noticeable. I'm sure he made some adjustments in the offseason.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. The pitch. Hot shot through for a base hit. Adam Kennedy rounds third. He'll head home. The throw comes into second as Clark goes to third. RBI single for Smoke, his 44th ribby, and the Yankees lead 9-2.
Now you talk about pitches missing. This ball missed twice. It missed out over the plate and it didn't have the sink, so it was up and out over the plate. So if you think about it, Freddie, he hasn't missed with much tonight. Yeah. He missed twice there because he didn't get the ball in, and he also kept it up in the zone.
I'm sure the scouting report says, hey, you can beat him inside. I mean, it's a place to go. Like you said, he missed with location over the middle of the plate.
There's Gutierrez.
You know, most pitchers, and I don't know if you noticed that, Flash, he's holding the ball, his fingertips on no seams.
No seam, yep.
That's how he throws his sinker. Most sinker ball guys will hold the 2 seams and get that final release and kind of sink the ball, but Freddie's got nothing on any seam.
High fly ball, deep center. Backing up is Granderson, and he'll make the play for the final out. Mariners get a run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left at the end of 6½. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. But we're going to stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Please rise. Offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Gives more than anyone else. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Escape with better fuel economy than RAV4 or CRV for an incredible $179 a month. Just $179. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
A deeper game for a deeper devotion. NCAA Football 12. Rated everyone.
Mine was earned over the South Pacific in 1943.
Vietnam, 1967.
I got mine in Iraq, 2003.
USAA auto insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to serve the military, veterans, and their families is without equal. Begin your legacy. Get an auto insurance quote. USAA. We know what it means to serve.
A true leader stays ahead of the competition. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Edge with best fuel economy in its class for an amazing $199 a month. Just $199. Best mileage, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Tri-State Ford update. Royals and Red Sox at Fenway, and Boston gets on the board first in the bottom half of the second inning. Josh Reddick knocking a base hit to the right off Kyle Davies. Up will get Carl Crawford in from second. 1-0 Boston. John Lester fresh off the DL. 5 innings of 5-hit shutout baseball. He has struck out 6. We'll see you on the postgame, guys.
Thank you, Bob. Let's take a look at the Yankees in-game box score, brought to you by our good friends at McDonald's. A lot of hits in there. Robinson Cano and Russell Martin on the outside looking in hit-wise. But Russell Martin has scored a run. You got a home run by Jeter, his 4th of the year. You got Teixeira's 27th. A long 2-run shot. That was in the first inning. 2 hits for Brett Gardner. Everybody's getting involved. So the Yankees have done their job offensively as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. New pitcher for Seattle as Eric Wedge makes the call to the bullpen. Brought to you by AT&T. Will be the 3rd pitcher for Eric Wedge, and this one is David Pauly, another right-hander. Pauly's had a good season. 38 games, 5-4, 2.06. Way less than an inning, a hit per inning. And he'll deal to Cano. Cadillac scoreboard, Yankees lead 9-2.
Remember David Pauly when he first came up with the Boston Red Sox? Not a hard thrower, used to be a starting pitcher.
High fly ball down the left field line. Howman is there, and he makes the play for the first out. $44,365 here at the stadium. Many have exited, but boy, a lot of them stayed right through the close to 2-hour rain delay and until this game kind of got out of hand. Here's Nick Swisher. Singled his last time up, 1 for 3. Pauly deals a strike. Count 0-2. I think the bat got the home plate umpire, Jerry Lane. And Nick Swisher promptly apologized.
He's going to get a little more stick on the bat now. Piece of a levo too, I think. Yeah, got the shin guard. Jerry Lane, the only umpire who's ever thrown me out of a major league game.
Now, what did you do, John? Because I can't picture you being confrontational like that.
It was San Diego. Play at the plate. It was a bang-bang play. Could have went either way.
Right.
Big part of the ball game. So obviously the call did not go our way, and I kind of walked out, probably out into the grass here, you know, and tried to compose myself and maybe said a few words, you know, under my breath to myself, not happy. And as I went back behind the plate, Jerry Lane came in front, took out his little brush and started brushing off home plate and took his mask off and looked me right in my eyes and said, "Do you have anything else you want to say?" And I took my mask off and stood up and said, "You know what? This could have been all over, but now 40,000 people here at Jack Murphy Stadium think that you're saying something to me, so I got to get up and get in your face, which I did. So we went at it. He threw me out of the game.
See, that's he baited you.
He did. See, that's what I thought.
He baited you, and he drew a line in the sand. He had to cross it.
And now here is the interesting thing, because I'm sure that you've gotten thrown out of plenty of games and been
Yeah,
fined.
but I stopped right when you said I got all my thoughts together and everything. See, I didn't get to that point. I usually was gone before I even got my thoughts together.
Now, would you get fined? Would the league fine you?
Oh, I think it's automatic.
See, but that's what I thought. But I got thrown out and never heard a word from the league. So I actually think that Jerry Lane might have
felt bad and didn't even write it up.
Thought about it and didn't even write it up.
See, the umps, when they threw me out, they didn't feel bad, and they just wrote it up immediately, because I usually got it the next day.
Why don't we get you to interview Jerry Lane for the second segment tomorrow? And you can ask him.
That's a great idea. Actually, after that whole episode, Jerry and I got along fantastic.
Most of them get over it quick.
Fouled away. Most of the umpires could not have really liked you, Paul, right?
You know what? You say that jokingly. Most of them do, and most of them I still talk to when I see them in the hall. But, I mean, there's just certain, I've said it over and over, it's just like life, Michael. Some of them you like, some of them you don't. It's just the way it is.
Popped up, shallow right, coming on Ichiro. He's there, and that'll do it. Yankees go down in order 1-2-3. We have 7 in the books here at the stadium. Yankees lead Seattle 9-2 right here on Yes.
Fridays is offering a 3-course meal for just $12.99. Choose an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert from over 16 delicious full-size menu items. Factor in our world-famous bartenders and good times with friends, and you're looking at 5 courses. Friday's 3-course meal for $12.99.
Don't be cheated out of overtime pay or tips. Did you work over 40 hours a week without overtime pay? Federal and state labor laws require that most employees receive time and a half pay for over 40 hours a week, even if you have a title and salaries such as bank loan officers, assistant store managers, department managers, installers, technicians, tipped wait staff, security guards, and independent contractors. Call the Law Office of Gottlieb and Associates now at 888-401-9911 for a free case evaluation for overtime pay or consumer fraud. No fee unless we're successful. Get what you're legally entitled to. Call 888-401-9911 or you can find us on the web at www.gottlieblaw.net.
He's the godfather of sports talk.
He got whacked and whacked again.
And he's on Yes 5 days a week.
Where do I sign?
Make the Mike Francesa Show your home for breaking sports news.
We're just getting started.
In-studio interviews.
Did you change your approach?
And analysis of the hottest topics of the day.
He's the best quarterback in the world.
So tune in and call in to take your shots with the man behind the mic.
You are giving them no credit.
I said they played great defense?
The Mike Francesa Show. Weekday afternoons at 1, right here on Yes.
We go to the 8th inning. Let's check out the Mariners in-game box score, brought to you by McDonald's. Not too many hits in there. A double for Dustin Ackley. Adam Kennedy picked up a single and a run. Mike Karp also had a hit. Justin Smoke with 2 against Freddie Garcia, also a ribby and a run scored. Ichiro has a sac fly, and Franklin Gutierrez with a single. Garcia's still in there. Yankees have a couple of changes, as they have a new third baseman. You see him right there. That's Brandon Laird. And Hallman fouls the bat. And Eduardo Nunez goes from third to second, so Cano gets the rest of the night off. Hyundai scoreboard 9-2, Yanks lead. Garcia is pitching so well that he could be giving the Yankees a much-needed day off out of the bullpen. Robertson has thrown 55 pitches the last 2 days, and Mo had to get 4 outs yesterday. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Martin gets an angle, and the put out is 2-3. So a strikeout for Hallman.
Michael, I don't know if you noticed, we've had 2 successful proposals tonight. Last inning we had another "Will you marry me" on the big screen, and you got to have some guts to do that. Put it on the big. What if she says no in front of 50,000 people?
It's always a gamble.
Huh?
It's a huge gamble.
You're throwing yourself out there.
Right. I did it on the beach at like 11 o'clock at night. Nobody was there. If Jody said
Only
no,
the moon.
I'm walking
Only
into
the
the
moon
water.
knew, huh?
Only the moon. Here's Ichiro. There's a strike.
You had a better chance on the beach, though. Huh?
Then on the big board. Yeah. Line drive. There's a base hit. So Ichiro picks up his first base hit of the night. He's 1 for 4. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Where'd you get engaged, O'Neill?
On the phone.
What?
Yeah, my kids still say, what am I going to do? I figured it out. I wanted to marry Neville, and I'm on the minor league. She's at home, and so I asked her on the phone.
You couldn't wait till you saw her?
Well, I talked to her father on the phone first.
That one is hammered inside the third base bag and down the left field line. Ichiro is going to be waved home. There could be a play. Nope, he overthrew the cutoff man, Gardner did, and Ichiro scores on the double by Ryan.
Well, back-to-back hits. You see a fastball in, and Ryan takes care of it, drilling it down the left field line. Ichiro scoring all the way from first. I mean, you're down a lot in this game. You got to 100% make sure that he's going to score easily. If this cutoff is executed properly, there might be a play at home plate. The overthrow at Derek Jeter doesn't allow that.
All right, now we have to ask you, John. You and Lynn, where did you get engaged?
We went out to dinner at a restaurant in Westchester and Dobbs Ferry, and I think it's changed names now, but I knew I was going to ask her at some point during that night, and we walk in there and there's a huge fireplace, like a waiting area. I just said, well, no better time than the present. Got down on the knee and did it right there.
You went on the knee?
On the knee.
Wow.
In the fireplace.
I feel like such a schmuck now.
I think the chart. That's what I was going to say.
This is back when you had to like accept collect calls and stuff. I had to call collect. I didn't have like a number that you could call back to.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? I got to tell you what. She's making you pay for it to this day.
No.
Now, did you at least get down on the knee while you were on the phone?
Yeah, I was on the knee on the phone, Michael.
And she quickly said yes?
Yes, she did say yes.
Count 2-1.
Yes, I'll accept the charges, and yes, I'll marry you.
Exactly. That's what I asked. Was that a yes for the charges, or will you accept this ring that I can't afford? What happens when you get married when you're 21, Mike?
I guess. Now, John, I got some bad news for you about the fact that you didn't get fined when you got ejected. Luka Kuza, visiting clubhouse guy here at the stadium, one of the greats of the game.
Yeah, he is.
Just sent up word there is no statute of limitations. You're going to be getting your letter in the next day or so from MLB.
And they every year they go up a little bit, so it might cost you more than it would have.
With interest.
But you've got a friend in Joe Torre in the Major League Baseball office. He could supersede that.
Get his number from Paul.
Tell you what, that's a good number to have. If you need anything in life, you just call Skip.
Number?
Yeah.
The 3-2. And Ackley ends up walking. Hey, got another game tomorrow. Tomorrow's starting pitchers brought to you by Verizon Fios. Visit us online at verizon.com/getFios to get the best deals on Fios. Doug Fister, 3-11 with a good ERA against CC Sabathia, 14-5 with a 2.62. Our coverage will begin at 6:30 p.m. That's on Yes. And the game is at 7 with the first pitch around 7:07 on My 9. And Larry Rothschild trying to settle down Freddie Garcia has been so good tonight. Double-barreled action. Corey Wade and Boone Logan. Hey, you can vote along with us for tonight's Chevy part of the game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Mark Teixeira, number 2, Derek Jeter, number 3, Curtis Granderson, and number 4, Freddie Garcia. You could vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Here's Miguel Olivo. Popped up behind the plate and out of play.
You know, Flash, it's this time of the game where you kind of look and think, you know, 9-3 lead. Freddie Garcia has been in control pretty much all day. What has he done to, you know, what has he had? And basically, if you look at it, it's just he's been able to throw his fastball and his split finger for strikes, and Seattle's done the rest.
And I think expanding the zone, just letting a young team swing at some splits out of the zone.
High fly ball, left field. It's in the park. Gardner is there. He's going to make the catch. Tagging is Ryan. Both runners tag, but they go back as the throw comes into third. 2 away. And that's going to do it for Garcia. So he gives the Yankees 7 2/3.
See this ball up, kind of a hanger. Leiva missed it. But, you know, this is, if you watch the end of this play, and we're going to go to Freddie Garcia. He did a great job, and you just saw Leiva walking in. And Freddie deserves a good game.
We'll see Olivo's reaction when we return as the Yankees go to the bullpen. Adam Kennedy's coming up. Yankees lead 9-3.
Expert endorsements are great, and the Genesis gets its fair share. But the one we really want is yours, uncensored.
This is fabulous.
This thing's got more pickup than my Beamer.
Oh my gosh, this seat is cooling.
I don't think I'm getting out of this today.
I think it's awesome. No, you're awesome. Why are we whispering? Test drive a 2012 Genesis today.
Your opinion might be even better. Now you can get a $399 lease on the 2012 Genesis, the car everyone's talking about, but only at your local Hyundai dealer today.
We'll never stop sharing our memories or getting lost in a good book. We'll always cook dinner and cheer for our favorite team. We'll still go to meetings, make home movies, and learn new things. But how we do all this will never be the same.
Geothermal energy. What is it? It's pretty cool or hot. Whatever you want. Cool, hot, cool, hot. Because while the air is hot in the summer and cold in the winter, the ground right under your feet stays constant at around 50 degrees. Geothermal energy. It uses the Earth's energy to heat and cool our homes. Pretty simple, huh? Not rocket science. Plus, it can save you a bundle. Dough, moolah, cheese, ka-ching. Renewable, affordable energy.
Bosch, invented for life.
Please stick around after the final out for the WB Mason postgame as Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry break down all the big plays from this matchup and get the latest from around baseball. Plus, Joe Girardi's press conference and Kimberly Jones is going to talk to the team in the clubhouse. It's all later on the postgame, and it's only on Yes. Here's what you were talking about, Paul, after Olivo just missed it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Flash, you've been there, I've been there. Very frustrating to make an out on a pitch you should have hit. But I mean, this is what you see for the team that's just used to losing. And if you're the manager, can you have your fourth hitter walking back to the dugout like that? It just shows you how down and out this team is.
They're on the verge of losing their 16th straight game. So Boone Logan comes on to face Adam Kennedy. Those are Logan's numbers. The reason Kennedy is playing third is Sean Figgins, the regular third baseman, has left the team for a personal family issue. And Figgins has been a huge disappointment for the Mariners, certainly not hitting anywhere close to what he used to hit with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
They lost some playing time because of it, too.
Talking about a Yankee killer there for years when he's with the Angels.
The 0-1. 0-2. Kennedy's got good numbers. Representative, 252, 7 and 31.
He's a good guy to have on your team. Obviously, Paul talked about a second baseman coming up with the Angels, now playing a little bit of third. A good low ball hitter from the left side.
And he swings at the breaking ball, and Boone Logan comes on and does his job. Mariners 1 run, 2 hits, 2 men left. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Yankees 9, Seattle 3, right here on Yes.
You've got my son ready to get your people back in 4 days. The boldest, biggest blockbuster this summer arrives. Cowboys and Aliens. Rated PG-13.
Whatever happened to restaurants? So many places just give you a big plate with tiny, cutesy food in the middle. Personally, I like eating real food. I also like drinking real tequila. 1800 tequila.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. New research shows how tobacco smoke attacks a vital gene, which protects lung cells from cancer. One damaged cell is all it takes to start lung cancer growing. Every cigarette is doing you damage. So the sooner you quit, the better you'll be.
125 years ago, we invented the automobile. And 80,000 patents later, we're still reinventing it. It's no coincidence that the oldest car company has the youngest and freshest line in the luxury class, Mercedes-Benz. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional offers on the C-Class.
WB Mason's Buy Right program features the office supply brands you want at prices you'll love, like Avery self-adhesive name badges that won't curl up or fall off. For all your office needs, who but WB Mason?
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and on the Hyundai scoreboard, it's 9-3 Yankees, 9-9-0, leading 3-8-2.
Rays have seen all too much of is the air. This is one of the worst fielding teams in all of baseball.
Andrew Jones will lead off for the Yankees, bottom third of the order. And David Pauly
in the American League, second only to the Cubs
is at the plate.
Now Sean Rodriguez, who had a base hit in the third.
And the pitch.
He scored a run.
There's a strike.
The game.
Count 0-1.
A ball and no strikes.
Andrew 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And Pauly deals another strike. Doesn't Andrew always seem like he's smiling?
Yeah, and you know, now that you watch him at this age, you just know that's his personality. But you know, when he hits 2 home runs off you in the first inning of the World Series, when he was 18 or 19, something like that, it used to kind of irritate you.
Ground ball at third, and they get Jones for the first out. And that's going to bring up Eduardo Nunez.
Flash, I don't know that you ever saw, and Michael and I were talking a lot about Andrew yesterday on how good a center fielder he was in his younger days with the Atlanta Braves.
Just gliding after baseball.
Well, he used to play real shallow on almost dare you to hit it over his head, and he would run it down on him, a Gold Glove center fielder.
There's a strike to Nunez.
Still doing a lot of talking in the dugout about the pitcher, right? About Pauly throwing across his body a little bit. Andrew Jones talking to Kevin Long, the hitting instructor. See why Pauly's effective, having a good year. Kind of throws across his body a little bit.
Count 1-2. Good ERA, 2.01.
You talk about guys that have funny releases. He doesn't have really a funny release, but there's that quick snap, that quick release at the end, and it makes that breaking ball effective because as a hitter, you kind of jump with it, you know, at that quick delivery.
Serve down the right field line. It is a base hit. It gets past Ichiro, and it goes to the wall as Nunez picks up his second hit of the night.
He's had a good game swinging the bat. Couple line drives to right field. Here's the motion. Throws a little bit across his body. Steps across. Makes it tough for a right-handed hitter. Nunez does a great job just staying on it and drilling it the other way. Levo wants a pitch inside. It ends up away. It's a nice approach.
Here's Brett Gardner. 2 hits, 2 for 3. And Nunez with his 11th multi-hit game of the year. Because you were so interested in it before, Paul, we did some research. There are about 100 Yankee Stadium proposals a year on the scoreboard. And rarely are there any cancellations. And Joey Pisanti voices all of the proposals.
The chances are pretty good, too. They say yes, huh? You better be pretty sure.
Yeah, you can't do that unless you're sure. Well, you're the first person I've ever met, and I think John could admit it, that you proposed on the phone.
On the phone.
And it worked.
Well, she accepted the charges. She wouldn't have accepted the charges. It might not have happened. It's terrible.
Although I think that's better than what the guy on the Dallas Cowboys did. He proposed in the mail.
What?
Sent the ring and proposed in the mail.
Yeah, see? Now it looks pretty good.
And then she said no, and then he wanted his ring back. She said, I lost it. But it eventually found its way back. Jeter is 1 for 4 tonight with 2 runs scored. Hit his 4th home run in the 3rd inning. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Hour and 57-minute rain delay at the start of the game. But for Freddie Garcia, it was worth the wait. He is on the verge of going 9-7. Hey, the unasked question is, how did Neville get the ring if the proposal was over the phone?
We picked it out. She came down later to Tampa to visit, and we picked it out in the mall. Like I said, she picked out a ring I couldn't afford. Hey, you're in minor leagues. You're making $700 a month. You can't throw a lot into a ring, right?
Did you at least upgrade over the years?
Oh, she's upgraded a few times. Yeah, yeah. I was in Tampa. I was with the Reds organization. I was one of the Tampa Tarpons.
That was when the Reds trained in Tampa.
Right, exactly. I was playing in the Florida State League. Remember A-ball flash?
I'm trying to think. You weren't even 20. How old were you?
21 years old. Yeah.
Now, is it true you guys met when you were 5?
Yeah, we used to carpool together to kindergarten. We live on the same street. I'm not making this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. Huh?
It's a love story for the ages. It's our first yes movie of the week. Here's the 1-2. That one is scorched to right field. It's a base hit. That'll go into the corner. Jeter's going to pick up a double. Maybe even more. The ball gets away from Ichiro, and Jeter's going for 3. He's got a stand-up triple, and the Yankees have a 10-3 lead.
You know, last time he was up, Flash, you said, you know, he just played the game. Well, it rolls into your next at bat. You get a ball away, you stay with it, you drive it the other way. Derek in the last few games has had some of the better swings. Ichiro's like, oh, here we go. Come here, ball. Let me throw you. And up triple.
Three RBIs for Jeter today. His third 3-ribby game of the year. And 2 of those have come on this homestand.
Another extra base hit.
Mm-hmm. And Granderson lofts one to right field. Ichiro is there, and that will do it. But the Yankees get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Last licks coming up for the Mariners. Yankees lead by 7.
If you like Facebook, come to Best Buy, where an expert will find the perfect phone for you. Like the AT&T HTC Status. It lets you post instantly to Facebook with the push of a button. And it's free. With no mail-in rebates. Of course, just because you can share on a whim, doesn't mean you should. The AT&T HTC Status. Free with no mail-in rebates. At Best Buy.
I'm feeling a sunny day. New York. I'm feeling the taste I crave. The Subway. I'm making it how I like. It's meant to be. I'm feeling Subway. New York.
Hey, New York, you feeling a taste of summer? Try the barbecue pulled pork sandwich. It's juicy, it's tender, it's sweet and savory. So fire up your taste buds. It's barbecue time at Subway restaurants.
New York.
The 8-passenger Pilot. With the smallest turning radius in its class and 87 cubic feet of cargo space, it's only big on the inside. The Pilot from Honda.
For great leases and low financing, go to shophonda.com or see your Honda dealer.
Hope Week continues with an afternoon showcase at the stadium. Wednesday, don't miss another inspirational story as our coverage of Hope Week continues on the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then the Bombers look to overcome King Felix and the Mariners in the final game of the series. Complete coverage starts Wednesday at noon, only on Yes.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by your tri-state area Volkswagen dealers. Visit VWDealer.com. By the HP Touchpad, everybody on. And by Grey Goose, the world's best tasting vodka. Right to the end for that little guy. Good for him.
Isn't summer great? You don't have to worry about getting up and going to school. You stay all night here at Yankee Stadium.
Pitch to Carp is a strike. Yankees lead 10-3. Chris Dickerson is taken over in right field for Andrew Jones. Count 0-2. Carp 1 for 3 tonight. Game delayed at the start, an hour and 57 minutes. Yankees in the first inning, a long 2-run home run by Teixeira. Then Jeter, a solo home run in the third. As Carp goes down swinging, but the game got out of hand in the fourth inning. 5 runs, 4 of them unearned, and the Yankees never looked back. It's time for the GE Capital Partner Play. Great partnerships are built on trust. At GE Capital, we prove that every day.
Martin does a nice job blocking the baseball. An accurate throw to Robinson Cano. A little short hop. And the defense helping out Freddie Garcia tonight. This play by Nunez helping out Freddie Garcia.
Well, Joe Girardi with a 6-run lead is mixing and matching. Boone Logan strikes out the 2 batters he faces. By the way, it's 7 runs, so that's why. And he goes to get a right-hander.
A leader gives more than anyone else. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Escape with better fuel economy than RAV4 or CRV for an incredible $179 a month. Just $179. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer. There I was, sleeping at my desk. I was snoring so loud, I woke myself up. That's exactly when I had my mattress moment. I was tossing, turning, not sleeping well. So I went to the mattress gallery at Raymore and Flanagan. Their experts helped me find the right bed for me. They even delivered it the next day. Now everything's cool. Okay, I'm still snoring, but at least it's in my own bed.
Raymore and Flanagan's Mattress Gallery. Dreams start here.
A true leader stays ahead of the competition. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Edge with best fuel economy in its class for an amazing $199 a month. Just $199. Best mileage, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Well, now we see what Joe Girardi did. He actually did a really nice thing. He brought in Steve Garrison. This is his major league debut, so there might be a 10-3 lead. There might be 20,000 people in the ballpark, but for Steve Garrison, this means everything. 7 years in the minor leagues and a Trenton, New Jersey native, and he's making his major league debut, so good for him. And that's what he did at AA Trenton this season, 6.26 ERA. And Garrison will probably be the pitcher sent down when Soriano is activated. So he is facing Justin Smoke. Pitch outside. Already this homestand, we saw Brandon Laird get his first big league at bat, first big league hit, first big league RBI. And now Garrison finally into a game after a long run in the minors. Line to left field, Gardner's there, and he gets his first big league out. Yankees claimed Garrison off waivers from the Padres last September, and Garrison was a 10th round pick for Milwaukee in the 2005 draft.
See Garrison looking over, kind of smile and says, I'll take it. You know, a ball hit right on the nose, but you know what? You come in, you're a little nervous. Any way you can get an out, you'll take it.
A little nervous.
Yeah.
I remember being a lot nervous.
See him here mouth it, I'll take it.
Here's Gutierrez, and there's a strike. Joe Girardi said the other day when he was talking about Laird, you worked your whole life for this. Since you were a little kid, you picked up a ball for the first time, he said, and then they can never take this away from you. No matter how long you pitch or hit or play in the game, you're in the baseball encyclopedia forever now.
You know, you look at a surprise. I mean, all the things you talk about Seattle, I look at this guy at the plate and I talk about surprises. I mean, this guy hit 280 last year with 18 home runs, a Gold Glover, comes into the game hitting what, 192? Just doesn't make sense to me. Came into the game hitting 192 with 1 home run.
And 1 for 3 tonight, up to 195.
And this is a Gold Glove outfielder from last year, hit 18 home runs and 280.
Garrison trying to close the game. The 1-2. Pitches inside, 2-2. The 2-2. Foul back. Last time Steve pitched was on September 15th against Reading. That's when he was with Trenton. So it's been 10 days off. And it's been a lifetime of waiting. I said September, I meant July, I'm sorry. It's been a lifetime of waiting for Garrison for this point. The 2-2. Fouled away.
We talked that nerves were probably a factor, but he looks pretty comfortable throwing the ball over the plate. Pretty decent slider.
Michael, you said it. I mean, it's really a neat thing what Joe Girardi did, because if Soriano comes up and he does go out, this might be his only opportunity to get in a major league game this year.
2-2. Driven out into right center. Dickerson is there, and that'll do it as the Yankees win this game 10-3. And Steve Garrison retires both batters that he faced. So a nice moment for him. A big win for the Yankees as they now go 20 games over 500 for the first time this year. Look at that smile as he gets a hug from Nick Swisher. Everybody knows, everybody's been there, everybody realizes what it means as the Yankees win 10-3, and you have to stick around for the post-game show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. So the delay of the game, an hour and 57 minutes, well, it's kind of offset by the fact that the Yankees made quick work of Seattle in this game. 2 hours and 36 minutes the game actually took. So very fast ball game, and the Yankees and the Mariners don't spend as long a time at the ballpark as they thought they would when the rain was falling at about 7 o'clock. So a lot of big hits for the Yankees. Freddie Garcia, another outstanding outing. as he picks up his 9th victory of the year, and the Yankees will try for their 3rd win in a row tomorrow with CC Sabathia on the mound. So a lot of good things to talk about. Jeter's home run, Teixeira's a bomb in the 1st inning as he got his 27th. But Kim Jones is going to talk to Derek Jeter, and there he is with Kim. Hey, Kim.
Hey, Michael. Derek, this wasn't the prettiest game ever played, especially by the Mariners, but to go 20 games over 500 for the first time this season signifies what to you?
And we were playing pretty well. You know, that's the bottom line. We have the important part of the season that's coming up, and, you know, we want this to continue. But I'm happy with how we pitched, how we played defense, and how we swung the bats today. 9th
win for Freddie Garcia. Fair to say he's been more than you guys expected?
Well, I mean, we know how good Freddie is. We've faced him throughout the years, and he's been outstanding for us so far this year. And hopefully he continues. He's fun to play behind. He throws strikes. He works quick, and another good performance.
Home run, triple, and 3 RBIs for you. What's the key to sitting for 2 hours, coming out here and having the offensive outburst that you guys did?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, we have a lot of guys that have been working extremely hard, and it seems like now it's been paying off.
Right behind you, you just said hello to Daniel Trush. What does it mean for Hope Week? And it's kind of fitting you guys get a win as the Yankees begin their 3rd Hope Week.
This is fun. It's fun for the players. You know, we enjoy it. Hope Week, the last 2 years, you have guys signing up for all kind of events. The same thing this year. So it's fun for us. Probably more fun for us than it is for them to come here. And, you know, we enjoy hearing their stories.
Derek, thanks so much. Right. Michael, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Derek, and thank you, Kim. So the Yankees win going away. They took a 2-0 lead in the 1st inning, and they never looked back. They built on that lead, and when it was all over, they beat the Mariners 10-3. Seattle has now lost 16 in a row, and the Yankees have won 2 in a row. We'll be back to wrap things up.
What do you say when you find a car with exceptional fuel economy, loaded with standard features? How about yes?
During the Lincoln Summer Exclusive Sales Event, get an attractive sign and drive lease on the Lincoln MKZ. Named the most dependable car in its class 2 years running by J.D. Power Associates.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
I'm on the road all summer, but I never get lonely. I can update my friends back home, even check in on work. You know, I love my phone. It's little, like my dog. My dad sends videos every day. Isn't she cute? Yes, you are.
The nation's smallest 4G smartphone. The HP Veer with WebOS works like nothing else.
Let's compare Dish Network and DirecTV. If you're a sports fan, you'll miss a ton of action with Dish Network because only DirecTV carries MLB Network, Yes Network, MLB Extra Innings, and that's just baseball. In fact, DirecTV has the most sports programming plus exclusive packages you can't get with cable or Dish Network. The most sports programming. Another reason why 50 million people agree. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV.
Don't be cheated out of overtime pay or tips. Did you work over 40 hours a week without overtime pay? Federal and state labor laws require that most employees receive time and a half pay for over 40 hours a week, even if you have a title and salaries such as bank loan officers, assistant store managers, department managers, installers, technicians, tipped wait staff, security guards, and independent contractors. Call the law office of Gottlieb and Associates now at 888-401-9911 for a free case evaluation for overtime pay or consumer fraud. No fee unless we're successful. Get what you're legally entitled to. Call 888-401-9911 or you can find us on the web at www.gottlieblaw.net.
Yankees beat Seattle 10-3. Mariners have lost 16 in a row. Let's take a look now at the Land Rover drive of the game.
The Land Rover drive of the game happened early. Bottom of the 1st inning, Mark Teixeira hits a 2-run shot to get the Yankees on the board, his 27th of the year. That is your Land Rover drive of the game.
For Mark Teixeira's 99th home run with the New York Yankees. And after that home run, the Yankees never trailed. It came 2-1, then 3-1, then 8-1. And the rest, as we say, is history as they win this one 10-3. 10-11-0, beating 3-8-2. Time of the game, a delightfully manageable 2:36. Garcia to win, Vargas the loss. Yankees scored 5 runs in the 4th inning, 4 of them unearned. Another good night for Jeter, 2 for 5, a triple and a home run. And Teixeira, 2 for 4, a 2-run home run and 3 ribbies. And as we told you, an hour and 56 minutes. I was told more hour 57. But I'll believe our graphic. Coming up on the YES Network, stay tuned for the WB Mason postgame show with Bob Lorenz, Jack Curry, and Kimberly Jones. Special thanks to senior producer Bill Boland, coordinating director John Moore, vice president of operations Ed Delaney, our supervising producer Woody Fryman, and the executive producer of the YES Network is Mr. John J. Filippelli. Join us again tomorrow for Yankees baseball as the Bombers take on the Mariners from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Coverage begins at 6:30 on the YES Network with first pitch right after 7 p.m. on My 9. Again, the final score, Yankees 10 and the Seattle Mariners 3. Let's go to Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry in our YES Network studios.
All right, Michael, thank you. Great to have you with us on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. It's a 10-3 Yankees win, and for the Mariners, a 16th straight loss. That is a franchise worst that is continuing for them.
Couple of different storylines. Freddie Garcia continues to thrill the Yankees. He's able to pitch into the 8th inning, basically mesmerizes the Mariners. Changeup was probably his best pitch tonight. Early home run from Teixeira, Bob, puts the Yankees ahead. But you said it. We saw several examples over and over again why the Mariners are a bad team in a 16-game losing streak.
Jack and I will detail those when we get to the highlights a little later in the show. But let's get to our Chevy player of the game. And as Jack mentioned, another nice outing for Freddie Garcia as he picks up his 9th win of the season. 7 2/3 innings of 8-hit, 3-run baseball. He's at 9-7 for the season, 3.23 ERA, and he gets the win for the Yankees. Let's check the numbers on Seattle and what's going on now. 0-16, averaging less than 3 runs a game. That average over the span, 227, about what they've done for the season, which could be a major league worst when the season comes to an end, and the pitching staff an ERA of 6. Hey, let's check the Major League Baseball scoreboard and see what else is happening. Pittsburgh over Atlanta. They had rain problems there at Turner Field. 3-0 bottom of the 7th. Mets over Cincinnati 4-2. Indians beat the Angels 3-2. Boston and KC tied at 1 at Fenway. Rain problems there causing a delay. Texas, that's not a misprint. 20-6 over the Minnesota Twins. And the Rays and A's right now 2-2, top of the 5th. Hey, time for the Manager's Report now, brought to you by Geico. Joe Girardi starting off by talking about Freddie Garcia's outing.
And, you know, on a day where you're delayed 2 hours, you know, he kept ready and mentally stayed sharp and went out and threw an outstanding game.
What was he able to do against them? A lot of those guys are inexperienced, and he seemed to use their inexperience against them.
He used a lot of off-speed, but I thought he used his fastball really effective tonight. Going in on some guys, getting some outs that way, and just doing what Freddie does, just mixing his stuff.
One question on Jeter. Do you see him being much more powerful to right field? Do you see the swing being...
You know, we have seen that. You know, I thought it started in Texas, but I think since he's come back, we've even seen it more.
Sweeney.
Why do you think that is, Joe? What do you see?
You know, I can't tell you exactly. He's just swinging the bat really well. You know, he's hitting like Derek. The Derek that we're used to seeing is what he's doing. So as far as a little adjustment, I'm not sure if he made a little adjustment, but he's swinging the bat well.
And I don't know if it happens during the game or after the game, but do you ever feel bad for what's going on the other day?
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough situation that they're in. And I know Eric, and actually Eric and I were both in the expansion draft a long time ago in Colorado. So, you know, it's just a tough situation that they're going through. And, you know, but the bottom line is we're trying to win games. And
Art.
So you talked about it a little bit pregame. Was there any fear, or did you hear guys talking about the fact that they've lost 15 in a row? I know you guys are ready every game, right. But does it feel when you get on that field like a bit of a trap, knowing that they're going to win a game eventually?
I didn't hear anyone say a word about it from our club, and you know, we were inside a long time today, and I didn't hear anyone talk about it.
Joe, with Garrison there, did you want him to come in the middle of the inning? Were you thinking of using him to start the inning?
You know, we didn't think we'd have enough time to get him up, and then we decided to bring him in. So, you know, we wanted to have, obviously, no runners on when he came in. And I'd done it before in spring training to him. I brought him in the middle of the inning, and, you know, he might be a guy that we use out of the bullpen later on, left-hander. We'll see.
Kim?
Joe, when you're facing a team that had lost 15 in a row, and you mentioned, you know, they're going to try to win, and everyone thought that, of course, but when you get an early lead and then can take advantage of some of their own errors, how important is that in shutting them down?
Well, I think it's important that when you put some runs up, you shut them down. But some of their mistakes, I think, was due to our speed and the pressure that we put on them in that big inning that we had, that 5-run inning, and that's what speed can do for you.
And we'll step aside here for just a moment on the WB Mason postgame. When we come back, Jack and I will have the full game highlights for you. Mark Teixeira, part of that, a big early home run to put the Mariners in a hole, one they couldn't climb out of. Several miscues by that team, and resulting in a 10-3 Yankees win.
The Yankees postgame show on Yes is presented by WB Mason. For office furniture and supplies at amazingly low prices, who but WB Mason?
In all my years fighting cheap store brand products, I've never seen anything like it.
It's totally unreadable.
Clearly, they didn't use Avery labels with TrueBlock technology.
Which hide previous labels and prevent smudging.
They said these were just as good.
Just as good.
It's never, never, never.
Just as good.
Next time, buy right from WB Mason and get real Avery TrueBlock labels.
At a price you'll love.
Or who knows where your package might end up.
Who but WB Mason?
Right now, we have one coming up, so that's a good review.
Pizza Tracker lets you track your order at every stage on Domino's.com, and it lets you leave a review instantly. Tracker gives accountability. It lets you know if Jess is making your pizza, I'm Jess, and I'm making your pizza.
So get our $5.99 deal and give us your review.
What if more people saw the reviews? If more people in the store, or... Whoa! Are you kidding me? That is insane.
Our reviews are up in Times Square, so order now and tell us how we did.
I think that raises the bar just a little bit higher.
Patience has its place. But when you're looking for a new crossover, then find one with exceptional fuel economy and exceptional features. Patience can wait.
During the Lincoln Summer Exclusive Sales Event, get limited time offers on Lincoln MKX. Plus 4 years complimentary maintenance.
It's not just luxury, it's smarter than that.
Memories of the game at the MLB Fan Cave presented by Yankees Steiner Collectibles.
Welcome to the Fan Cave. Can I give you guys a quick tour? Yeah, sure. All right, come on up.
David Robertson gets an all-access tour of the MLB Fan Cave.
This is the Cave Monster.
Also, fans get their collectibles evaluated by the experts.
This ball's probably worth close to $4 to $5 grand.
Plus, don't miss your chance to own a piece of history with Jeter 3000 Hits items. Memories of the game at the MLB Fan Cave presented by Yankee Steiner Collectibles. Only on Yes.
And we are back once again on the WB Mason Yankees postgame. It is a 10-3 Yankees win tonight. We've talked about the good hitting by the Yankees, but the Yankees taking advantage of several Mariners miscues. Let's get to the highlights now, and they are presented, as always, by Lincoln. And we're going to talk about everything going wrong for the Mariners in that fourth inning. Now, Russell Martin at the plate, grounding one to third off Vargas. Adam Kennedy, though, can't handle it. Martin reaches on an E5, and then things would get worse. Next man up is Andrew Jones.
He dribbles this one to the right side. Justin Smoke, in his first full season as a major league first baseman, looks to second. Probably should have just taken the easy out at first. It wasn't such an easy out. Looks like the ump misses the call. Vargas has his foot on the base. Jones is called safe. It's first and second for the Yankees.
All right, just one out. Yanks take advantage. Eduardo Nunez dropping one in front of Franklin Gutierrez in center. That would score Martin and make it 4-1 Yankees. And then the next batter is Brett Gardner. And he will single past the diving Smoke into right. Jones comes in to score. Gardner has an RBI, and the Yankees have a 5-1 lead. And then more bad fortune for Seattle.
Right, Derek Jeter grounds this one to second. Ackley decides to come home with it. It's a wild throw. It bounces away from Olivo. That allows Nunez to score. Look at this, Bob. When things are going bad, they're going very badly. That ball hits the bat. caroms past Oliva. Yankees are up 6-1.
What are the odds? That's what they got to be saying. After a Curtis Granderson sacrifice fly, Mark Teixeira capping the scoring with a single to left off Vargas. That brings in Jeter from second for the 5th run of a 19-minute half inning. So the Yankees go on to extend the Mariners' losing streak to 16 games. They win it 10-3. You see the Yankees record 60-40, now 20 games over 500. Here's the skipper Joe Girardi on that.
It kept escaping us, trying to get to 20. I think we can go back to the Saturday after we played the Mets. We were 19 games over, and it's been a while since we could get to 20. And you know, we've had some tough losses in there, and our guys have responded pretty well.
At half inning, you know, it was 2-0 Yankees early. They fought back. They got a run back, gave it back. They're still in the game, down by just 2, and then the wheels come off.
Right, that 4th inning, if you're Vargas, you could argue that he could have had a 1-2-3 inning in that 4th. He opens up the inning by striking out Swisher, and then things just get out of hand for the Mariners after that. A couple of infield grounders. We saw Kennedy, the ball get by him. Then we saw the play at first where Smoke is unable to get the out. Now, you can say they did get the out at first and the call was missed, but still sloppy play. And again, it underscores why this team is in such a treacherous losing streak.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we got more coming up here on the postgame. More reaction as Kim Jones talks to the players. We'll hear from Freddie Garcia as Garcia picks up his 9th win of the year in easy fashion over the Mariners.
Okay, detectives, listen up. Sergeant Roxy.
Found this stuff all over Masonville.
What is it?
Cheap store brand office supplies. Low quality knockoffs of the brands our customers want.
Aren't they just as good?
Just as good.
Is never, never, never.
Just as good. Our Buy Right program has the brands you want at prices you'll love.
Come on, let's get out there and rescue our customers.
Who but W.B. Mason?
Everything looks good in pinstripes. So can you with the Yankees Edition Ford Focus.
The Yankees Edition Focus. Register at your Tri-State Ford dealer or Yankees.com/Ford, and you could drive one home from the game on August 24th. Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
School is now in jam session. Rock out with Beats Audio. Quad speakers and Blu-ray at a price that will blow you away. Only on the HP DV6T. Get it at your favorite retailer or HPDirect.com.
Think of what you wanna see. Look around, it's happening, oh yeah. Imagine that. Imagine sunshine always shining. Imagine blue skies just for you. Imagine there and imagine back. Imagine this and imagine that. Imagine that. Oh, imagine that. I'm feeling the sunny day.
New York.
I'm feeling the taste I crave.
The subway.
I'm making it how I like.
It's meant to be.
I'm feeling Subway. New York.
Hey, New York, you feeling a taste of summer? Try the barbecue pulled pork sandwich. It's juicy, it's tender, it's sweet and savory. So fire up your taste buds. It's barbecue time at Subway restaurants.
New York.
And we are back once again on the WB Mason post game. It's a 10-3 Yankees win in the series opener against the Mariners. Now, Seattle just came from Boston where they were swept by the Red Sox, and Boston trying to continue its winning ways against the Kansas City Royals tonight. They had to sit through a rain delay as well, just like we did. As we look at the highlights brought to you by Mohegan Sun. Bottom of the second, Josh Reddick takes a 3-2 pitch from Kyle Davies, knocks it into right center. Carl Crawford scores on the RBI double, and it's a 1-0 Red Sox lead. Well, look who's back on the mound for the Red Sox, Jack.
Right, John Lester in his first start since coming off the DL. He whiffs Melky Cabrera there in the third to end a 1-2-3 inning, and he fans Alex Gordon to end the fifth.
But he gets into trouble in the sixth. Billy Butler, a base hit to left all the way to the wall as Cabrera scores to tie the game. It's an RBI double for Butler, but then he gets thrown out at third, trying to stretch it into a triple. So the run is good, but Butler is toast at third, all tied at 1 there. And right now they're tied at 1 in the bottom half of the 8th inning, and they are into the bullpens. So let's take a look at the updated standings in the East and the wild card, brought to you by your Tri-State Ford dealer. Yankees for the moment 2.5 back of the Red Sox, pending the outcome of their game. Meantime, a 6.5 game lead in the wild card over the Angels. And here's why. Angels and Indians tonight, all tied at 2, bottom of the 9th. That's Jason Kipnis at the plate. Base hit to right. Carlos Santana scores the game-winning run. And, Jack, how about this? That's Kipnis' first major league hit.